What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro?
Man, honestly, these allergies are kicking my booty today, bro. I'm embracing my 30s. I'm embracing these new allergies that I've never had in my life.
Wow.
Until about a year ago. No, 2 years ago, excuse me, because it was around COVID time. I was like, okay. I like it, though. But it's a little bit more of an inconvenience today. So, it is what it is.
Sorry to hear.
It's not my Jordan flu game, per se, but either way, it feels good, though. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, maybe this is going to be a good show.
I think so.
One of your better shows.
Listen, man. Jordan had one of his best games in the flu game, bro. I've seen you travel in adversity.
Yeah.
I've seen you,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I've seen you battle tested.
Absolutely.
So, I've been on my deathbed. He came back before this. I think I'd be all right for this one today. But we got some help today, though, bro. We officially go get a answer to the podcast beef. If there is any podcast beef. The homie Ramon Foster is pulling up on us today, man. Get a chance to talk with him. That's going to be a blast. We also got one of my old teammates, Jordan Zumwalt. We'll talk to him at the 4:30 hour as well, man. Good times today, bro. Good times. And then, Deke, before we even got to get in here today, as you know, I'm doing my prep. I'm enduring these allergies. Across the ticker. Seeing Jerry Dulac name come up.
Oh, my God.
I'm just saying, bro. I see Jerry Dulac name come up, and I instantly thought of you. Because I remember yesterday we was going to do Deke Thoughts, and I was like, yo, get the snaps ready. And Deke was like, bro, listen, I'm talking quarterbacks. I don't care about anything that you got to say. This is what we on today. And when I seen the Jerry Dulac, after what you said yesterday, I was like, oh. So what? I said, hold on. Maybe I was misreading. You know what I mean? So yeah. I just for those of you that may not have been a part of what I had saw on the ticker and on X, Twitter.com and all other stuff, about 11:55 a.m. Today, the 7th of March, 2024, Jerry Dulac. I mean, a lot of people respect Jerry Dulac. I say he is the most in the know of the in the knows, right? Without technically being with the organization. But he went on his handy dandy Twitter account, shout out to Jerry Dulac, and he says, Steelers are interested in signing Russell Wilson and are tentatively planning to meet with the former Broncos quarterback before the start of free agency per sources. Wilson has interest in joining Steelers. Story in the Post-Gazette forthcoming. It had 1.3 million views on the tweet. I mean, that came across my desk when all that in it, because I don't even be up there at 11:55 a.m. Deke, you know that, Deke. 11:55 a.m. bro.
You're not up.
I might be chilling with wifey at 11:55 a.m. I'm just like, whoa, what? He felt that though. So it made its way to me, and I was just like, whoa, all right, okay. And here we are.
I think you're using the allergies as an excuse for why you sound the way you do right now. Because my guess would be you were partying a little bit after you saw that tweet.
Oh, I was listen. The allergies have got me. My eyes are super red. All right,
I don't think it's the allergies.
I'm just trying to make it through here today. All right, guys, I'm trying to make it through here today. But that's what the Jerry Dulac said. We like Jerry more than outside of Shefty. If
he's wrong sometimes, right?
But he's right way boy. I mean, in fact, he was the one that dropped the report about the Steelers always wanting Kenny Pickett over Malik Willis, Matt Corral, Sam Howell. He was the one who dropped that nugget. I remember you was yo, bro.
Did he say that?
That was him. That was a Jerry quote. Jerry's in the know. Like I said, every time, you know who else I bumped into when I was at the combine? Guess who was there? Jerry.
What do you have to say?
I'm just saying he was with the important people. That's all I know. He was around the people that you're like, yo, if you're around them people, those are the right people to be around. He was around the right people. That's all I'm saying. We was all in some people was in the building. Not everybody's in the right section though. He was in the section with the section. I was like the section, and then it's the section. Jerry was in the section, bro. So that's what he said. So I'm just, the floor is yours, bro. How did you feel when this news came across? Because you felt passionate yesterday, and I'm with you. I just need to check on my dog. How my dog doing today? And remember, I got allergies, so Bear with me.
I don't think it's the allergies.
It's big. I got allergies, bro.
Well, I got a question before
I'm
I
innocent,
get
bro.
into
I'm innocent now.
any takes or things that I'm thinking right now.
You know I'm innocent.
Going back to Dulac and the combine.
All right.
Weren't you the one that came in here on Monday and was saying the Steeler brass?
No.
They truly stand by their quote
Kenny.
of full faith in
Trust
Kenny.
me, there is full faith in Kenny.
Okay.
But what did we also know that we know now that we did not know at the combine? The official number for what Russ would cost. Before it was a lot of speculation around it. Before it was what would it cost? How much would the Broncos take on? What would you have to potentially give up? Are they actually going to release him? So, yeah, that was very accurate. Since then, what have we seen happen 2 days ago? The Broncos dropped a report saying that they are going to release him. And then we got that official number of what it would specifically cost to bring him here. That's the game changer. Because now it's apples to apples. Before it was, okay, we don't want Russ on the curve of contract Russ, so let's grade on the curve for Kenny. And it makes more sense fiscally to roll with Kenny versus having to pay Russ at this stage what he would demand. That goes out the window when you're saying I could get Russ for the same price as Kenny. Now we're literally just saying who's better. Organization, I think, looked at that like, all right, well, that's worth a phone call. And clearly they worth a meeting on top of it, because we could say what we want about Russ in terms of our opinions on him, but from just a NFL quarterback today standpoint, he still checks the boxes. He still checks more of those boxes than our current situation right now. The big thing is, if we're talking future, that's a big convo of what's your long-term answer. Yep. And the financial part of, would you commit more to that? But to me, I'm not necessarily worried about the long term. I've told you how I looked at the rest as a 2 to 3 year window. I wonder, does the team view it similarly? But we at least know that now they do have that official public interest, and not just we like you. They say, yo, pull up, we're gonna take you on a date now. It's real. They typically don't meet with you unless they, try and close something.
It could be Omar doing some con artist type of stuff, but I'm with you. I think the interest is genuine, and I don't think my take has really changed that much on the Steelers quarterback situation, or even this whole new Russ factor being involved too. I would understand if we brought in Russ.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a $1 million vet minimum contract. It is Russell Wilson, even if it is a diminished Russ. It's Russ Wilson for $1 million.
Yeah.
Like, I get the intrigue. I get why the Steelers might be interested in bringing him in, or at least having the phone call and doing their due diligence, because what this at least does is gives the Steelers some better leverage on maybe a Mason contract or a potential Justin Fields trade, just by, hey, we're interested over here too.
Yeah.
So, like, we're not just completely locked in on Mason. We're not completely locked in on a Justin Fields trade. Thinking about Russ too, and he's going to be cheaper than both of you guys. So, like, the question with Russ goes back to, you're right, the long-term vision and just what comes with bringing Russ into your organization.
Yeah.
That power dynamic, just, the extra stuff that might come with it. But I'm still riding with my take yesterday. I'm not going to step off from what I said. I'm still interested in seeing what Kenny could do next year. Still interested in that. And I'd also be interested to see if Mason can replicate those last 4 games. So, like, those would be my 2 guys. Some of the risks that come with Russ, I understand why the Steelers would be willing to take him on. I don't really have a grand argument against signing Russ for a $1 million deal, outside of, I think Kenny or Mason can be as good, if not better, than Russ next year, and we might not have to deal with the Russ power dynamic or Russ getting old on us quick. Like, that's it. That's it. It's Russ Wilson for a vet minimum contract.
You can have Russ cheaper than you can have Mason next year.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, that's...
Mason might give you, like, an answer. Like, if Mason beats out Kenny, Mason balls out next year, Mason could be your answer, though, like, long term. He's still young, 28.
Sure. I'm with you on all that. I just said, if Mason wants $4 million. That's still $3 million more than what we would be paying Russell Wilson. I just think of what that could do to the rest of the team. Right? Shoot, take $2 million over there, man. Add you something.
Omar could do it. He could figure it out. I don't think
I'm with you.
signing
But no,
Mason
but this,
versus Russ.
No.
at
But
those
I'm
amounts
saying
is
in the
gonna
sense
hinder
of
Omar.
this. I'm saying in the sense of this. It's like you were about to, go in the man. I bring Mason. It's cool. And I'm like, once again, that's all good. But Russ is still cheaper than Mason. Officially, unless Mason comes back on a vet man, which we don't think he wants to do that. So even if we're just talking just cost versus production, who's giving you the better bang for your buck?
It's a great question. Because there's a lot more uncertainty with Mason, and
he's going to cost more. In this dynamic, he is definitely going to cost more.
Russ, another year older. I got some Broncos insiders telling me maybe some of the stats from him last year could have been fool's gold.
And what does that say for the stats that we had then? Because some of ours could also be fool's gold.
Not Mason's.
Okay.
Not Mason's.
That's
if anything, I think Kenny's stats are fool's gold in a way that people look down on him a little bit too much than what is warranted. But
and Mason, no, though.
No, not Mason's.
Okay.
No, that was legit good football he was playing. Legitimately good football.
No. We ain't saying good football. We said fool's gold. Kind of like garbage time stats. It's like you
No,
playing
Mason's,
against the Ravens.
How was Mason's fool's gold?
Was the Ravens out there with their starters?
No,
they weren't.
That was
That's
still
the
a
fool's
legitimate.
gold.
That was still a legitimate performance though. In the rain, in the monsoon,
All I'm saying,
90%.
what would you say is the difference between when a person is coming back from 3 scores down, you would call it garbage time, right? Because you said that, they probably took off their guys, or they're not with the killer instinct anymore. They're just playing. I'm just saying, some people could look at that same Ravens team and draw that comparison.
He also performed very well in the Bills.
Oh, no, he
game
did.
in
He
the playoffs.
I was just saying,
Seahawks
if
on
we
the
were going to
road.
bring up Russ and how people might say he has fool's gold stats, I'm just saying that could also be said for us as well.
The only reason I'm bringing that up, I just don't think it's like a for sure thing that Russ is Russ.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Maybe he is. Like, maybe this Broncos Russ is more of the Russ that you'd be getting, and it might still be on the decline as opposed to ever getting back to prime Seattle.
And we all agree with that, too. Just say what we saw from Russ even last year.
I get it's not that crazy of a risk. The risk
Yeah.
is the power dynamic stuff, bringing in Russ, upheaving a little bit of what you've been trying to build with drafting Pickett in the first round and stuff, putting a halt to that. I don't know what other crazy risk there is, because if he does get old quick,
you walking away
could cut him.
anyways.
You could cut him.
I guess what do we? I don't see what we hang it up on with Russ. I'm like, this is $1 million free agent.
I think the hang up is if you like
it's $1 million free agent. Am I missing it?
Is if you believe in Pickett, you're just like, it's not worth it.
The thing that is funny though, let this have been Mike Evans, available for $1 million because of the Bucks deciding that they're going to go in a different direction. Would everybody a part of Steelers Nation be having that same energy if you could sign Mike Evans for $1 million? Former Super Bowl champ, do this potential on the back end, slowing down? No, we would be saying, but you're getting up for $1 million.
Mike Evans
Come
still
holler
had
at me.
1,300 yards and like.
And Russ still had 26. Well, he was what? You pulled up the numbers. You said it yourself.
Yeah, I know.
So what's the difference?
You want to look at the yardage total from last year. It's actually not even that far off from Pickett. Passing yards per game.
All I'm saying is this, man. If it's $1 million for both of these quarterbacks, one is already a guarantee what you're getting. One is 90% speculation of what you're going to be getting. That's all I'm saying, in the sense of when you're bringing them in. Like, I don't see any issue with bringing them in, bro. That's why I just zero issue with it for $1 million.
I don't have this grand rebuttal for it.
Yeah, I was like, it's $1 million.
Like, I don't have. If the Steelers do it, I would understand it. I still want to see Pickett next year, though. Like, that's me personally. I want to see what the dude could do.
Nah, respect.
I would like to see what Mason could do. And the upside for them is if they are capable of hitting that ceiling or becoming what I think they can be, either one of them, you have a long-term solution there. Whereas Russ, you talked about it. 2 years, 1 year, 2 years.
So
Could you get older and you quick? I don't know.
If Russ, in this analogy, because we're only assuming that Kenny is the only one that can develop, right? Or Kenny's the only one that can do good. So say Russ actually does do good.
He could.
And you get you a ring. Was it worth it?
Absolutely.
So what we talking about?
I understand why. I think Kenny can get us a ring, though. Like, I don't think that's out of the question for me. If he can develop and hit his ceiling, it's just that thought of why not ride with what we got?
Because you can get a proven Super Bowl champ for the same price.
But my thinking is, and potentially the Steelers organization thinking is, could Kenny at least be what Russ was last year?
Fair enough.
And then you got him at 26 years old and could potentially be your guy for the next 10 years. Could he be that? If he is who you think he is, or you thought he was when you drafted him, and even being around this organization for the last 2 years, seeing him in the building, see how he works, see him out on the field, win these games and stuff. If he is who you think he is, then I don't think you necessarily have to jump ship for a Russ then.
Fair.
If he isn't, then all right. This is why you're looking at Russ. This is why you're doing your due diligence and everything. And you still may believe in Kenny, but I also, it is Russell Wilson.
Is it just good business?
Cheap contract.
I'm like, if so, what would you spend the $1 million because we still have to get another quarterback anyways, right? If Mason leaves in free agency, or if Mason came back for whatever $4 billion, what's the third quarterback you drafted with too?
Listen, you're not getting some grand rebuttal from me.
Like, we just say it's because it's a mill. It's like, how does that hurt anything if it's for the mill? And if Kenny gonna be what we think he could develop into, once again, you beat this dude out for beat him out, and it only cost us $1 million. But if it doesn't, and he actually could lead us and win us one,
right? If Russ is
then you're doing that for $1 million.
The goal that my Broncos insider's telling me about.
It was $1 million. That's all I'm saying, bro. It's like we're talking $1 million. We gonna spend that on a free agent, and we're gonna be over here like, all right, that's like it's not even a 7th rounder. Yeah, it's like, bro, this is the proven that That's all. I like it though, baby. I like it. All right. Be interesting though, man. Definitely interesting next couple of days. Alrighty. Well, let's see, man. We got about 10 minutes before we gonna call up Jordan. So let's see. We'll start us off. Let us know where you tuned in from. Drop it in the comment section. That way we'll get the big boy shout outs. Then from there, we'll get some of these supers in before this call starts up.
All right, give me a sec here.
And hit that like button one time for the coach. And don't forget to subscribe, baby. Like I said, man, we're going to have Jordan Zumwalt, man, 2014 Steelers draft pick. And at 5:30, we got Ramon Foster, man. Going to talk to him, man. Shout out to Moan.
We got Rod Dulles from the 330 Youngstown, Ohio. Southside, baby.
Let's get it. He's really been declaring it lately.
Tito Good Vibes, 817 Fort Worth, Texas.
Let's get it.
R2 Malvale, 562 Long Beach.
The LBC, one time for the culture.
Mr. That Guy 89, tuning in from San Diego, 619.
Let's get it.
Jar Devil, 310, San Pedro, California.
Shout out to San Pedro, one time in the building.
John Easton, 412 Crafton.
There he is.
With Kenny and Deke.
There he is.
Richard Arbizo, the 310, Carson, California. Need the official Deke versus DK boxing match to get set up today.
Uh-oh.
I'm not a fighter, dude.
Deke's a lover. He's a lover.
Yeah, I'm not a fighter.
I like you in the matchup, though.
Yeah.
I like you in the matchup, though. Just in case.
DK might have that old man strength, bro.
He got a little height on you, but I like you in the matchup, though.
He's tall.
He got a little height.
Really? I would have never expected that.
I think he does.
Just seeing him from the internet.
I feel like he does. But then again, I feel like I think he got
He's
a little
tall.
height. I think he has a little height. If I remember correctly.
That's my first question for Ramon.
Yeah, I think he got a little height. I could be off, but I think he got a little height on him, bro. I think so. He ain't crazy, so I think yeah.
Hunter.
Is it Hunter Gaming, maybe?
Harmon.
Oh.
From the 208, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Shout out. Let's get it.
All right, a few more. Holden from the 502, Louisville, Kentucky, baby. And Moose from Dago 619.
Let's go. And shout out to the Brobarian, the 757, the Crib, Chesapeake, one time. Reed Mitchell in Warren, Ohio, the 330. Love that. Then we got the homie Jeff H of the 919 checking in. He says he got that big Deke energy. Love it. Then let's see. M. Prez in the 210, San Antonio, Texas. Yes, indeed. And then we will end it with the homie Tom J, the 310, Beverly Hills. Shout out. Let's go.
Yeah, my thing is, I don't think, listen, the Steelers are obviously showing interest in Russell Wilson here, but I don't think it is crazy or would have been crazy for them to just say, we're interested to see what this dude could do in year 3. We've seen certain things in the first year and a half. Unfortunately, he's been unavailable. We fired him at Canada. Over the last, 17 games? I looked this up. 17 games where he started and finished the game. We were 13-4.
Yeah.
That can't be all in spite of Kenny. Like, despite what all the haters and the doubters, that's not all in spite of him, because I could bring up fourth quarters, game-winning drives, him outplaying certain quarterbacks, not turning the ball over. Like, those are certain things that contribute to wins. So I could see the Steelers looking at all of that and saying, yeah, it's just incomplete. We drafted this dude in the first round. There's a reason we drafted him. There's a reason we've had him be the starter over the last year and a half. I'd just like to see a year 3. That's all.
Why do you feel like they're not saying that by signing Russ?
Huh?
Why wouldn't they be saying that by signing Russ?
What do you mean?
All them things you just said. Why wouldn't all of that still be true with them signing Russ?
Because that's just putting your money where your mouth is.
No. It's $1 billion. They said they want a competition, right? They've been saying that since the last press conference. They're going to bring in competition for Kenny Pickett. They don't want to spend
That's
so
fair.
much money,
all right?
right?
That's fair. If they do make it an open competition, that's fair.
That's my thing.
That's fair. But going back to us talking about Russ, like, starting last week,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is the move you make, and you're just like, this guy's the starter. That typically is. Now, I don't
It's $1 billion.
Listen, I don't know how the Steelers organization is going to handle it. I don't know how Russ would take to the Steelers saying, hey, if you got to come in, you got to compete.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it'll all be interesting. At least they're having this meeting. They're going to discuss it, and nothing's set in stone yet. But, yeah, fair. If they're just bringing in Russ and they say, hey, competition, you're right. Everything I just said could still be valid.
Yeah. If
they bring in Russ and say, you're the starter, I think that's a different story.
If Kenny's talent is what it's going to be, it'll beat it out anyways. How many times have teams come in and on paper, they say this is supposed to be the starter, and then another guy beats him out. Nobody knows who he is. It happens. What's the difference? It's just this is $1 million. I'll beat you out versus it being a top 10 pick or a guy that's under a second contract. But if you truly believe that Kenny is all the things that you think he's going to develop into, Russ coming here for $1 million, that's no skin in the game for the Steelers if you be real about it.
Yeah, if they don't name him the starter right away, that's fair.
Yeah. Because my thing is, like, whether you name him the starter or not, it's like you still gonna we're going to see when you're watching their practice this guy, that guy. Yeah. I think the better player will clearly show, and that's what you want. That's definitely what you want.
I know what you're thinking.
I'm thinking that for $1 million, come in here and compete, and let's see who gonna win. I feel like you more nervous about the competition. Like, you ain't act like this when it was Mason for the competition, when it was Tanner for the competition. With any of these other dudes, you won't tripping. All of a sudden,
it's Russell Wilson.
But you just said Russ ain't even like that. You said his fool's go. Your friend said his fool's go. He older, bad. You know, we seen him in Denver. He wasn't even like that, bro. Yeah.
Some of last year could be some fool's go. It's still Russell Wilson though. I feel like if you sign him, you're naming him the starter. That's why
But why?
It's just the type of move you make when you're bringing in Russell Wilson.
if you don't have a Kenny Pickett to you, because you feel like Kenny is good enough right now that is worth that debate. So that's why I'm like, just because you bring him for $1 million, that million literally means nothing. And the salary cap just went up, so we got extra paper. They ain't tripping on that little mill.
Hey, listen, man. Yeah, if they bring him in, open competition, cool. Like that. Dude, I would even get it if they brought him in and said you're just the starter. I understand all of it. I'm just still interested to see what Kenny Pickett's got. I mean, that's really what it comes down to for me.
Either way,
or even a Mason Rudolph.
Kenny's going to play in the preseason this year, regardless of if he's QB1 or QB2. He is going to play out there this year, so we are all going to still get a chance to see him, at least perform there. And, we'll go from there, man. But he's definitely going to get an opportunity. They've already said that. They never said they were cutting him. They never said he's never going to get a chance. He is going to get an opportunity. That's why I rushed for $1 million. I'm like, all right, you still get your opportunity. And it doesn't kill the team. It doesn't kill the future. It doesn't kill anything else.
Yeah, and again, we'll see. We'll see if the Steelers' stance is that.
And you got outs either way.
And what?
And you have outs either way. If Kenny doesn't develop or you don't feel good about that, you want to go a different direction.
I'd say the same thing about.
Same with Rush, you could do that. With Mace, you could do that. Like with all of them. Yeah. And even with Arthur Smith, we said 2-year, 3-year window, we could reset all of that. I look at this no different than we bring in Arthur Smith. This is not a 10-year option. I don't even think it's a 5-year option. 2 to 3 max. Because if Russ does what he thinks he's capable of doing and we actually do get that big winning, we're either going to decide that we're going to lock him up or we're going to say, man, we appreciate you for your services. You go out there and get somebody else to pay you at 37-ish, and then we're going to go draft something anywho. But if he doesn't cook, a year from now or even 2 years from now, we're still in the exact same scenario of, all right, bro, we appreciate you. It didn't work out. We saw this didn't work out. We reset it anywho. Let's go ahead and draft the young guy.
We just bypassing giving Kenny the keys?
No, already, like he's in the conversation. I'm saying for all three of them dudes, whether it's Kenny, Mason, or Russ, I think all of them are in a 2 to 3 year ultra trial if that's who we're bringing in, because we haven't locked any of these dudes up from a long-term contract standpoint.
Yeah, I was saying the same thing earlier today about my initial plan of just, hey, Kenny's on the roster, you re-sign Mason. Because everyone's trying to say, oh, if you run it back with Kenny, he's the starter, season's lost.
No, see, I'm not going that far with that.
No, well,
those are the overreactors.
Just the fact that we win games with Kenny Pickett, that shows that the season won't be lost. Because if Kenny was as bad as everyone's saying, we'd be going 0-17.
I would agree with you.
But even if Kenny came out, say we re-sign Mason, or say you had Russ on the road, whatever it is, Russ, Kenny, vice versa. If any of these quarterbacks are stinking it up the first month or so, you
got
put the
options to
backup
make a switch. Absolutely, because all of them are in the same category. That's my whole thing. But that's the big reason why I'm like, for $1 million, bro, if that is the guy that you want to have in here, it doesn't hurt. That's my whole thing. It just doesn't hurt. But I'm with you. If any of them dudes don't work out, you go into the backup before you blow everything up because you still got too much talent.
I think any of these dudes should be on a short leash.
Yeah.
You give them like 4 games. You give them a month.
Yeah.
You got to give them a month, 5 weeks, whatever it is. But, yeah, I don't – if Kenny and Mason's the route, I think we'll do just fine. I've said it how many times before. I actually hate saying it at this point.
All good, man.
I sound
all
like
good.
A broken record.
We're going to come back to it, man, because it's 4:30 anyways, man. So we're going to go ahead and get this first call going in. Then after that, hopefully see how much time we got in between. Get some more of that talk. Some of these supers coming in. Then we'll get back with the homie Moan. And then we'll roll out, man.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. All right, let's see how this thing go. Oh, I got to plug the joint. I'm tripping. Huh?
I might have to plug in my headphones.
Oh, yeah, that might help you out, huh?
Moats!
What the word is. What's happening,
brother? How are you?
Man, let's get it, baby. First off, you know you can't just answer the phone like that. I got to give you an intro before we get. Let me intro the homie real quick, all right?
All right, let's go. Let me go. Run it.
Intro the homie, okay? So, ladies and gents, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are joined officially by Steelers 2014 6th-round draft pick, 192 overall selection out of UCLA, and more importantly, one of my former freaking teammates, Jordan, Zumwalt, baby. My dog.
What's happening? Hey, I feel like I gotta be walking out with a belt right now.
Hey, look,
you know
man.
What I mean?
Look,
that's an intro right there,
listen,
brother.
Listen. You already know for the time we linked in 14, it was love. And every time we done kicked it ever since then, it's been love, man.
It's been love,
definitely
bro.
appreciate you being with me, man. Got my homie Deke in here, man, tapping in with us as well.
What's the word, bro?
Deacon, what's happening? How are you?
I'm good, man. How you feel about Kenny Pickett?
Good.
Okay, good.
Let's get it. He said, how you feel about Kenny? That's his vans in them. That's his vans. But I want to start, a little old school with you, man, taking it back from the beginning of the time, your high school time, and then we're going to work our way through this thing, all right? Because, as I was, researching you, the California kid, the Edison High School prospect, the Huntington Beach superstar. Man, talk a little bit about what that California football life was like for you, man. Is it like what we see on TV, man? Because they make it look cheap. You know how y'all are on TV, bro.
Hey, in SoCal, at least where I grew up, yes. Bro, we went to the beach. We get double workouts. We go to the beach every day.
Bruh.
Yeah, we get double school, go to workouts, go to the beach. In the summertime, we get double workouts, go to the beach. It was like, we basically lived down at the beach, man. It was good time, bro. It was we were a tight knit group. Sometimes I think in high school, the big thing about high school is, man, it's like your team is the team you're forced to be with. Like, there is no recruiting, there is no nothing. It's like just a genuine feeling of brotherhood because it's like there is nobody else.
Oh, this is the pure stage. You already know that.
It's the purest stage of football, bro. And I think that goes really underestimated or really missed, where high school football is just genuine football, man. And that was some of the best times.
Bro, but not just high school football. I'm like, bro, your school specifically, y'all got dudes that come out of there too, man.
Hey, we were balling, bro. We went all the way, man. We were undefeated. We were kicking. I mean, this was we're public school. We were kicking all the private schools' butts. Man, this was back when everybody had their glory days between the modern days, the Servites and all that. But we ended up going to the CIF championship, and we're a big time passing team.
Yeah.
And I mean, it couldn't have rained any harder. It was like God was like, you know what? Today's not your day, guys. We're gonna dump. So it poured rain. We had injuries. I mean, I'm not making excuses. It was still a close game.
Yeah.
But your boy had like 24 tackles.
Hey, listen, bro. Every time I pull up your stats, I'm like, bro, what are you out there? Like, you're killing folk, bro. It was stupid. They're like, yeah. All this team, all state that, all American this. I'm like, okay, all right.
Yeah. Hey, I was balling now. The Southern California Defensive Player of the Year, stuff, Orange County Player of the Year. Man, I had recruiting and stuff was crazy. I don't know how that is with the new NIL stuff. I'm sure they bring out private jets for players nowadays. But
what was recruiting like for you during that time? Because like we said, man, in California, like Texas, like Florida, those are massive states. You know what I mean? So
massive
when
states,
you're talking about being a top dude in those states, it's a lot different than some of these other smaller states, man. So what was that like for you, man, from a recruitment standpoint?
Recruitment standpoint, man, it was cool. It was I went and did an unofficial to Stanford, was committed to Stanford for a long time, and then throughout the whole recruiting, Stanford. My parents love the concept of the education, man. It's hard to compete with
that's
the Stanford education.
The smart guy school.
Smart,
yeah. Hey, I had like a 3.2, and I was like,
hey,
shit, I can get a Stanford degree with this.
I know you smart. You already know I know you're smart.
A 3.2. Smart.
I know my dog's smart. I'm just like, bruh.
I wasn't that smart, man.
Bruh, God.
Hey, but I ended up going UCLA, obviously. But shoot, man. It came down to the last day. I called Harbaugh. I was like, man, I'm sorry, but I can't do it. And to this day, I know that there's a little bit of beef.
You man, we ended up.
Yeah, bro. Fuck. Hey, I got a story for you. I had to go meet the dean of admissions. I don't know how this all is with NIL stuff, so I don't want to get anybody in any trouble. This is one of the best stories just as a kid, man. I had to go, went on my official visit out to Stanford, and I had to, went out there in my flip flops, my freaking Huntington Beach outfit,
So Cali, I love it.
And,
so Cali.
And the freaking, Harbaugh's like, hop on the back of a golf cart. He goes, hey, you ready? You got a suit? I'm like, do I have a suit? No. He's like, you got to go meet the dean of admissions and get accepted.
Oh
I'm like,
my gosh.
well, nobody told me that, So I'm like, okay. He's like, all right, come with me. So we hop in his golf cart. We go back to his locker room. Bro, we get in the locker room. He's like, all right, get undressed. I'm like, okay. Bro, he's wearing a suit. I'm wearing my freaking flip-flops, freaking Vans shirt.
I know he ain't switching with you.
We swap clothes, bro. We swap clothes.
Son, let's go.
I put on Coach Harbaugh's suit to go get accepted to the dean of admissions.
Let's ride.
Wow.
And it was just and I can only imagine how pissed he was when I decommitted, man. But
yeah, I can see that. My man's probably like, bro, I done took off the clothes of my back.
I clothes off his back, bro, and I dogged him. I tell you what, I lost to him 5 times in 4 years. So I lost Stanford 5 times in 4 years, bro. So I had the best. It was one of the best decisions I ever made. Obviously,
yeah. Bro, that's funny. Yeah, I had no clue about that, man. I could see him feel. I could definitely see him feeling some type of way when you said it on the front end. I could see that now.
Yeah. Hey, SC had I turned down SC a bunch of times, and all of a sudden, man, they gave me a call. They're like, "Hey, there's a limo outside of your car. Outside of your house. You got to get in it." I'm like, "What? Okay. Mom, do I go?"
Yo. See, that's that big time recruit life right there, man. That's dope.
Yeah, it was cool,
dope, man. So
it was cool, man.
But what was it specifically about UCLA though, man? That you was like, you know what, man, Harbaugh's cool. Hey, we ended up cool. All these other places are cool. But man, I gotta do this right here, man.
I tell you what, man. We had the best recruiting class in like all of California. The top 4, I think, in the country. Like we had a bunch of freaking ballers.
Yeah,
they came and joined up. We all kind of connected and decided, let's do this thing. It's close to home. It's UCLA. One of the former quarterbacks that was at my high school went to UCLA. It's just kind of like always looked at them like that was big time, And I knew SC was on their way out, and they were the team to beat at that time. So I was like, I want to beat the team.
Ooh, okay.
That's the team to beat.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm not like a join up on the bandwagon type. I'm on the bandwagon to go beat the bandwagon.
Hey, respect on that. No, absolutely.
So, it's just kind of how it happened, man.
No, I like that, man. Now, shoot, doing your time there, obviously you was killing folk, balling out. But I want to fast forward. I got to talk to you about this 2013 Sun Bowl, man. you know that's specifically the one I need to ask you about, Mr. Co-MVP, 42-12, because I don't like Virginia Tech. As a James Madison guy, we feel like we the best school in all of Virginia. Virginia Tech, they think they better than us. So it's always smoke over there. All right. So I want to specifically hear you talk about that whooping that you put on them. And what was going on with you that day, bro? Because you went crazy out there now.
I don't know, man. It was I got to play Mike Backer. See, I personally, I'm a Mike Backer,
Okay,
but
okay.
I was playing outside backer a lot of Jack, a lot of Will. And I don't know, that game, it just clicked for me. I was in the zone, and it took about about halfway through the first quarter, and then all of a sudden it was just like, I don't know, man. It was just when you hit that zone and everything is the way it's supposed to be.
Heck yeah.
And it's hard to explain. That's kind of what happened during that game, man. It was like I was exactly where I was supposed to be every single time I was supposed to be there.
Nah, bro. That was fire, man. Like I said, man, when I'm looking at the day going stats, I'm like, yo, you were killing folks out there.
Bro, I teed off. Yeah. And it got to a point where they were like, hey, man, can you chill? Their team was like, hey, can you just chill out, dude? It's like, the game's over. I'm like, fuck out.
No, that specific roster, too, that specific 2013 team that you had, bro, you realize 19 of y'all from that 2013 roster made it to the National Football League.
Yeah, man.
And Brett Hundley, Paul
I told you,
Perkins,
bro, we had a squad.
Anthony Barr, Shaquille Evans, Jordan Payton, Thomas Darte, Kyer Farbar. I hope I said his last name right. Yeah,
Kaimi.
Miles Jack, obviously yourself, Javon Brown, Eric Kendricks, Aaron Wallace, Eddie Vanderos, Deke's favorite outside linebacker, Cassius Marsh.
Oh,
Eli Anko, Kenneth Clark, and Kyle. Hold on. Come on. Got Kyle Fitz, Fabian Morrow, and Alex Redmond. God, dog, bro. What was that all like, man?
We had a squad, man. We had a super squad. It was, it's funny that you say all that, man. We all always thought, like, how are we not winning all these damn games?
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. It was just we had a bunch of ballers, that's for damn sure. You know, it was the Pac-12 is a dog-eat-dog world, man. For some reason, it's just so many different styles of play. It's not like power football. It's not spread. It's fucking freaking, the spread of Oregon, and then the very next day you got to go play against freaking Stanford.
Stanford going 21 personnel, 12 personnel.
Exactly, bro. So it's like there's no like if you have the team to beat the speed, you don't have the team to beat the power. You got the team to beat the power. You know what I mean? So it's just you face every single type of offense and defense out there. So the Pac-12, they split it up, of course, but back then, it was just a dog-eat-dog world, man. And man, if God willing, if I didn't get hurt, I'd like to think I'd still be playing.
No, respect on that, bro. Crazy thing is you got hurt right out the gate. It seemed like, man. It
is what it is.
You know how it is, man. That's the world we live in, baby. That's the world we live in.
Now, what do you think of UCLA's moves to the Big Ten? Do you have any takes on that?
Go get it. Go get it. Now we better get we better get all the California recruits. It's going to be it's going to turn into basically like California versus all the Midwest and Southern schools. You know what I mean? So it's like now it's going to be all those California high-end recruits. If you want to go play in the Big Ten, you're going to have to either join up with SC or UCLA. So now it's going to be a battle of the California recruits, I think.
Now, do you think UCLA still going to be able to dominate that vein versus like a USC?
I think we're definitely gonna find out. I don't think we're definitely not gonna show up there and go belly up. That's for sure.
No, respect. I like the
we got a new head coach. Yeah. Deshaun, Coach Foster. Bro, he's the man. He's the man. He was always just like he was a player's coach, but he was about the business, man.
No, respect.
He stood for his guys, bro. I remember there was one time in camp or something. I had to go against a little guy. We were at camp and it's like 130 degrees. Over in San Bernardino. I don't know why we did that, but we did. And one of those little guys came running off the edge, and I just freaking pummeled him. And doing one-on-ones, and he came up and got all up in my face, like, Zumwalt, what's wrong with you? I'm like, Coach, why'd you put him out there?
Just go beating up on all these people. That's why you California, though. That's why you Mr. California. I already told you, bro. Mr. California.
He's got all his guys, bro. Like he just stands by his guys. Now, if his whole team is his guys, Coach Foster's the man, bro. I would play for him any second.
No, I like that then. All right. And then, like I said, y'all did also add Eric Bieniemy to the staff as well. OC out there now, man.
Who?
Eric Bieniemy. He did go to UCLA, right? I'm not tripping. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't caught up.
Okay. Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, man. He just got hired out there also, man. So that's gonna be a dope pickup for you guys as well. But
awesome.
I'm just fresh back from the combine. That's actually where me and you was, when you called me up, we got a chance to talk and stuff like that. But I did actually want to spin the block for you a little bit, man, because of your UCLA time. You were one of the guys to get that invite to the combine.
Yep.
We obviously, man, everybody shares their unique experiences at the combine. If you could, though, for yourself, man, just talk. What was your experience like, man? We obviously know it's a massive thing, man. It's TV everywhere, but talk about what it was like for you, man.
Man, the thing that they don't tell you at the combine is you really don't get any rest. And it goes and it goes and it goes. Like it's just like you think like we just go out and do these things that is only seen on TV, but it's like from wake up to you go to bed, man. You're meeting new people every day, and you got to be on. You're being like all eyes on you every second of every day. Anything you say is going to be noted. Anything you tell anybody is going to be noted. So you gotta be on your P's and Q's. You gotta dot your I's across the T's. We gotta make sure that everything the way you want to be projected is the way you're projecting yourself.
Now,
I remember.
Oh, go ahead. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries. I sat down. We were just going from room to room, meeting with the teams. I remember seeing Johnny Manziel sitting there.
You're in Manziel's class.
I was in Manziel's class.
See, I had Tebow, so let me hear your Manziel. What was that? Yeah. You know what it's like with one of them there. Yeah.
I felt bad, bro. Like I didn't know. Like nobody knew the whole story of him, and everything that's coming out as we're learning all this stuff. I remember I sat down next to him, just like he just looked down, man. He looked down. I sat down next to him, like I never seen man. That don't look down, you know, like that's
Yeah,
the thing.
it's Johnny
you know what I mean?
Manziel. It's Johnny football, bro. Come
What are you
on.
looking down for? Now that all this stuff has come out, it makes sense, bro. But I remember just sitting down next to him, like, "What's up, man?" You know, and I don't know. We just kind of looked at each other. He was just like, "Man, it's all good, bro." I was like, "All right, man. I'll catch you later." You know, like he seemed like he was in his own little moment. You know, I remember that one.
Day going, man. Day going. But yeah, now I mean, you're hearing all this between this Netflix and sit down stuff. You're like, oh yeah,
yeah. You're like, damn, you really were going through it. You were.
My man getting the cigarette over there, bro. Just pull on one, man.
Yeah, I should have hit. Shit, I should have just gave you a hug, bro. It says it'll be all right.
God.
Something. Damn.
Now,
But yeah, it's a combine, bro. Combine gets intense.
You have any thoughts on some of these opt-outs that have been becoming more frequent over the last few years?
Opt-outs?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Oh, like you can opt out
Yeah,
of the
just
combine?
players
Yeah,
not
dudes
really participating.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, bro. Like Caleb Williams this year, man. Marvin Harrison
Is it
Jr. Some of the top
affecting
dudes.
people's stock?
You said what now?
Is it affecting their stock?
So that's the question in terms of.
It's just making the combine less eventful these days, basically. Like not meaning as much.
Yeah, I mean, man, there's so much change since our time, bro. I mean, the fact that like you could just jump ship now and go to another school the day of.
I don't even think Marvin Harrison Jr. is doing his pro day either.
Yeah, he's just like I'm standing on.
He's the top
literally
receiver.
feel
He's just like
it
I
is
don't
what
need
it
to
is.
do anything.
Damn,
He's probably
well,
right. He
I
doesn't
guess
need to do
we'll
anything.
find out if it affects his stock. Like what we're learning and what we've realized that the NIL has done is it giving all these athletes the freedom to like, look, you're not tied up to the system.
Yeah.
If you think this is the best way to do it, then do it your way, you know. And I think we'll see how that plays out. We've seen how it played out. You know, when we were all held accountable and held out to these certain rules, you know, it wasn't always easy, not always, but you know, not everybody was able to rise to the top. But maybe this will give other players that ability, you know.
No, because that's definitely kind of how I looked at it too, bro. Like the power that they have, man, it's good to see, but at the same time, like, how is it gonna affect everything going forward? What are the ripple effects that are gonna come off of this thing?
Exactly, and I think that's still part of the experiment right now. We'll see how that kind of starts to play out. I mean, it's only been a couple of years, right?
Yeah, it's still very new, man.
It's still brand new, so I think we'll see. And if somebody opts out, well, I think that opens up another spot for somebody else who was dying for it.
Shoot, you remember the homie TG? That's what he actually proposed. He was saying, you know, if dudes are gonna opt out and not work out, man, get that somebody that will come out there and work out.
Exactly.
You know how I look at you, man. I know you cut it up out there. You know, I was out there trying to do everything. I'm like, we ain't got time to sit out no drills.
No, we don't have time to sit out drills, man. It's like, I mean, I don't know what the luxury of being the number one guy is. So, like, if I was the number one guy, maybe I'd opt out. I don't know, but it wasn't like that for me and basically almost everybody else. So it's like, we take every second on that field we can get.
Yo, but this ain't can't miss no opportunity, bro. Facts.
Yeah, facts, man.
How much have you been paying attention to draft prospects this year? Because I was gonna see
not much.
Not much. I was gonna see if you had some target or some prospect to watch out for, target for the Steelers. If you had any kind of inside scoop or something like that.
I'm too wrapped up in what I got going on, man.
Oh yeah, and we about to get to that too, babe. We definitely about to get to
wrapped
that.
Up.
Hey, look, man. Next time UCLA just got to get another like big time version of you or Kendricks or Ball or Jack, and then we be talking about everybody know about it. So heck yeah, man.
You're damn right, bro. You're damn right. I'm gonna be texting you too. Hey, you gotta check out this guy.
Already,
you know. Already. Hey, get him on the show. Get him on the show.
No, big facts, baby, big facts. No, I did though want to ask a little bit about your NFL draft story as well, man, because we know not everybody gets the privilege or the opportunity to even make it to the NFL, let alone get drafted. Man, take us through that moment for you real quick, man.
Man, that draft, I thought I was going to go higher than I did, so it is what it is. But it was a hell of an experience, man. It was the whole training for the combine thing, and that's when I had met my wife. You know,
Let's go. Shout out to Love. Shout out to Love in the building. Shout out to the Love in the building.
Hey, I'm over here training for the combine, baby. What's up?
Yeah.
So it was a cool process, man. I had a big old party day one, day two. Went over to watch my boys get drafted on day one, and then I thought my day was coming day two, and it didn't. So day three rolled, man. I had a bunch of family over. I went and slept half the day. Like I was just like, I can't be around people. Like everybody asked me all these damn questions. Like I literally am here for like a phone call. Like I don't have to. Like I love you guys, but just leave me alone right now. And I ended up getting my call, man. All of that was just gone. It was just fucking freaking. It was gone, man. It was just hooray, hurrah. Just couldn't be any more ecstatic. I'm going to Pittsburgh. I fit in great in Pittsburgh. So I couldn't have been more ecstatic about it, man. The way that I play and my, the type of demeanor I play with, or played with, it fit in well, I thought.
No, respect on that, baby. Absolutely, absolutely.
Right on, man.
And now, like we said, man, it was a shorter career, man, because of the injuries. But did you have a favorite memory or any favorite just moment from your time, man, with the Steelers?
Favorite memory or favorite moment? Oh, man. I'd say first time walking out on the field, man. Every time before pregame, I go out on the field. I go stand in the middle of the field and just kind of listen to some music and look around and just try to take a second to just absorb as much of the energy and everything around me as possible and just be in that moment, That was cool.
No, I love that there, baby. Let's go. Go. And like I said, it was always good to see my dog out there like, yo, Zoomy, where you at, baby? You living? All right, Zoomy in the building. Zoomy in the kill something. All right. One time for the coach. One time. Let's get it,
baby. You already know.
Now we gotta talk though, baby. All right, because since football, you've been getting active. All right, you've been putting this Edison High School 3.2, this UCLA, schooling. You done put all of this to work, all of this to usage.
Yeah, man.
And you got something pretty cool going on, man. So if you could talk about Toast Targets. And specifically for those that don't know, toasttargets.com. All right, check my homie out.
Check it out.
But talk about it. Please talk about it because it is actually pretty cool as I'm watching it, man.
Yeah. So whole lot happened post-football. Post-football is that's its own beast in its own right, man. There's a whole lot of discovery and stuff you got to do for all the guys out there that end up going through it, man. Just go through it.
You got to find yourself, but it's a process. It's a process.
Go through it. Just don't forget, you're always a football player. You will always be a football player. Now you're a football player doing something else.
There it is.
You know what I mean? You're a football player doing something else. All the same stuff that I use in football, I'm going to use in the rest of my life.
No, big facts.
A lot of years went by and got into sales, got into med device sales, all this kind of stuff, and realized I've always had a dream of being an entrepreneur, starting my own business type stuff. Realized I'm damn good at sales. Why don't I sell my own stuff? Dang it!
Let's go.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm out here selling other people's stuff. So I needed adrenaline, needed a fix. Got heavy into paintball, and what I found was there's just no way to train paintball outside of shooting each other in the face. I wanted to do all this tournament stuff, and we're over here out here. We gotta get welted up every time we go. I come home, honey. I got like 10 welts on my neck. You know what I mean? It's like this just isn't working out. So I came up with a concept. I designed a target to mimic human motion, tucking in and out of cover. Now it's an automated target, remote controlled. Toast targets, man. It's a target that mimics human motion, tucking in and out of cover at full speed. You can get 0.5 seconds of exposure rate. But it's also changing levels, changing directions. It can go vertical, left, right, however you want to do it. So there's a million different ways that you can utilize it. I mean, the sucker's 30 pounds. You can pick it up, put it anywhere for shoot houses, shoot house prep. So we ended up going the route of military law enforcement.
I see on the website you got some law enforcement stuff going on up here as well, man.
Yeah. Orange County Sheriff, they're in. So that's going to be some big news we're breaking here. We're going to go through Police One to announce it to all of the United States, man. Essentially, we've created a tool that, one of their sheriff goes, on our shooting range now, we have qualifications, right? You got to be able to shoot the gun and be efficient with the gun. But now we're able to put our deputies through drills to where they can come out here and go through a scenario training that we were never able to give before. Because what we have coming out from behind cover is something they see every day, somebody behind a doorway, door frame, your car, something like that, where they perceive a threat, but they don't know if they're supposed to treat it like a threat until it exposes itself. So now you can put these types of targets together on our system, and the sheriff goes, in our shooting range, you can pass qualifications now without ever having to fire your weapon because of the fact that you are just in this scenario and you handle the scenario perfectly because of these new targets.
Bro,
and that I think is a really powerful thing, man. I think that's a change of the whole idea of these officers. We need them to be at their best. We need them to be at their best. And so we need to help them handle their scenarios in these situations the best of their abilities. So their tools to do that have been limiting. They've been really limited as to how they can train that and practice that
safely
until those targets.
There it is. My man seen a need and you created it, man. And not just the thing though, man, looking at some of the videos of it, man, and we obviously have some of the videos playing too in a little bit. But when you're watching, how you're seeing the targets go in and out and stuff like that, man, that is real lifelike, man. So I do like that, man. And I'm sure for the police or law enforcement that are going to be using it, man, salute to those dudes and hopefully make it a safer, more efficient place for everybody around, man.
Yeah, man. And what we also found was, I approached it with football mindset. Like, I'm a professional and I know how to get the best out of my tools. And when I was doing paintball, what I needed was an increased reaction time. I needed accuracy, and I needed to see exactly what I was going to see when somebody's poking their head out. And so when it came down to it, bro, I started shooting lights out. Like, I was shooting tricking. I ended up getting some MVP trophies, started winning tournaments. I'm like, this is it, bro. I'm putting everything we got into this. I'm calling everybody. I'm going to do this until this thing freaking goes, man, because I know what we got is life-saving, and it's also very threatening for an opposing force to know that somebody else is training on this system.
No, respect.
We had some SEALs go, bro. They said, I would never want my enemy training on this system. And that, I think, is a very powerful statement.
Shout out.
You know what I mean? Because we are making for soldier wise, we're making people lethal. Now, I don't know how I feel about making the general population lethal.
Very true. But
hey, if the government says, hey, you can't sell this to the population, but we'll take 1,000 of them, sounds good to me.
I like it.
You know what I mean?
No, absolutely, bro. And look, and that's the thing, man. It's like, man, if that's gonna make this place safe, man, that's gonna protect this country, man. Salute it, bro. I love it. And once again, toasttargets.com. Like I said, man, we got the link. Definitely check it out, man. Definitely check that thing out. All right, well, the last one that I got for you, man, before we get up out of here, we definitely appreciate you as well. Man, we gotta obviously ask about the welcome to the NFL moment. That moment where we've all said, bro, all right, I'm not in college anymore. I'm not in high school anymore. I've officially stepped onto that big boy field. Now, I don't know about you. Mine was not so hot. All right. Got worked over. All right. Usually that's how it goes. But what was your welcome to the NFL moment?
My welcome to the NFL, I would say, man, I was playing pretty damn well. But there was one time I came off the edge against the Lions, and Stafford was still quarterback at the time.
Yeah.
And I came off the edge, coach was like, you better get a sack, man. Your ass is on the line right now.
Shout out to Peasy.
So I'm out here as fast as I could, bro. Like I turned off all the senses in my body to just freaking go, and I came out that line full speed, and this freaking offensive tackle just punched me in the chest, 2 hands, bro. I hit the ground, was like, oh, fucking took my breath away. I stood back up, of course, pissed off, ended up pushing somebody else, but man, I never got hit in the chest and like put on. I didn't fall on my butt. Yeah, I hit in my chest. I hit the ground though. Took my breath away. Never, not once in my entire career has anything like that ever happened to me. And that was a real moment. I was like, damn. All right.
Hey, we here now. These the real ones. We here now.
These are the real ones. They exactly. They're on the same level. Okay. All right.
No, let's go, bro. Let's go. I love that right there, man. But my dog, always good to tap in with you, man. And I'm so happy to hear, man, that number one, that you continue to thrive at life, but number two, man, that you creating something that's dope, man. So like I said, bro, keep doing what you do, man, and it's always love over here, man.
Right on, Moats. Deke, nice to meet you, bro. Take it easy, man.
Yeah, let's get it, bro. Let's
right on, guys. Thank you, Moats.
All right, baby. Peace.
All right.
Shout out right there to the homie Jordan Zumwalt right there, one of the former teammates, baby. Heck yeah, man. Hit that like button one time for the culture. Don't forget to subscribe either. In between our next guest, which is Ramon Foster, we had some news that was going on, man. I'm seeing former Steelers signed places, bro. Ooh. It's one of the ones today.
Yeah.
One of the ones today.
Chuk signed with the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see for the amount. I don't think that's out yet, but
I was like, ooh, all right.
he was gonna sign somewhere.
Shout out to Chooks.
All right, New England, whatever.
Shout out to Chooks. I want to see what the number is, bro. I'll be interested. I'm like, yo, I think he gonna be all right.
$5 million sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
5 or 6 million.
Go ahead and get him a start.
Yeah, that'd be my guess. I don't know who do the Patriots even have on their offensive line right now.
Trent Brown, a free agent. That's the right.
I'll probably start.
Yeah.
Calvin Anderson, ever heard of him?
He gonna have a legit chance to start. He'll have a legit chance.
5th season out of Texas.
Yeah, he have a legit chance. Because Trent, like I said, Trent's been starting up there, Trent Brown, but he's about to hit the market.
Or Mike Owenyu.
I like Chooks. I think Chooks.
Yeah, that's who
I
they
think
have.
Chooks with it at, bro.
They're right tackles right now.
Shout out to Chooks there, man. Shout out to the homie.
Yeah, unless they could do some move arounds, like you said. If Trent Brown's a free agent,
Yeah.
they don't have anyone else over on that left side. We were entertaining Chooks to left for a minute there.
Yeah. That was the
And we
whole
saw him
banner
play
and
terrible.
stuff.
He was terrible in the preseason at left.
That was the whole, because who was at right that time? Because Banner was still hurt then.
I think it was more.
It had to be, yeah. And then we flipped him right before the season started. Yeah.
Yeah, because we tried out Banner at right for one of the preseason games.
Yeah.
I think then, which moved Dan over to
To
left. And we were like, oh, Dan Moore looks awesome at
And then we
left
put
tackle.
Chooks at the right.
That
yeah.
left side looks great with Moore and Dotson. We were just running to that left side
Yeah.
in a couple of those preseason games. Just keep it that way. And then Banner was never able to come back.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we kept Chooks on the right side, Moore on the left. And it was still just a bad offensive line no matter how you wanted to configure it. They were getting Ben lit up. Basically had a second and a half to throw out there, but Seven made the most of it.
Shout
That's
out.
the warrior
Shout
that
out.
he is.
Shout
And
out.
he had don't forget, he had Kendrick Green as the center, too, along with that.
So you're telling me with really good quarterback play, you can rise up above some of the inefficiencies. I like that. I'm with you. You know we on the same page.
Well, he had Canada holding him back, too. Receivers dropping the ball left and right. Claypool.
You know everybody had that,
boneheadedness.
bro. Everybody had that. I would just simply say, you said the quarterback play. I'm with you.
Yeah, when he scrapped
That's all that
Canada's
matters.
playbook, you saw what
Hey.
Seven was doing in those fourth quarters.
Hey, quarterback play, right? That's what matters the most, right?
I know what you're trying to do.
I'm not trying.
I know what you're trying to
I'm not
insinuate.
trying. I'm with you. You're saying
I'm not
it.
disagreeing
I'm
with
following
you,
you.
though.
So
I think
we can say
I'm
how-
reading between the lines.
you
of
can
what
put
you're
as
saying
much
right
of this praise on Seven as you want, and I'm all for it.
now. I'm reading between the
Just
lines of
the-
what you're saying.
Quarterback.
Basically, what
Okay.
you just said right there is we need Russ.
Oh, I'm just saying if you got the guy, sure, he could make all that go away. Huh? He make all that better.
And what I'm saying, I agree
Mm-hmm.
with you. The quarterback play needs to be there.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is that could be Kenny, that could be Mason, or it could be, to your point, it could be Russ.
Anywho, otherwise, we're gonna do this all day. We're gonna do this up until Rest Side somewhere, and then up until Phil Side. We already know this, so I'm like, we're gonna try to get some supers in here in between. But I already know this is
not
never going
another
away.
angle. There's not another take you have on Russ.
You know,
Do you have a new perspective?
this is some perspective. Everything you
I
just said,
could
I agree
come up
with.
with something.
Everything you just said, I agree with.
I'll think of
Hey, look.
something over the next 24 hours.
Think
I'll
about
of a
this.
new angle.
The way you
why
just
I don't
said,
want Russ.
the way you just said Seven, in spite of this, in spite of that, in spite of that, what you're telling me is if your quarterback is just worth anything,
we saw that with Mason.
So
We saw that with Mason.
All the variables don't matter. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah,
It does matter though if you're trying to win.
it matters for
You
certain
want a good
people.
team.
It matters more for others.
You don't want to get your quarterback killed.
It matters more for others. I would agree.
Listen, Mason showed us that.
All right. So every
Dude,
time
all
I'm
looking
with you,
for-
bro. I'm
in
with
a
you.
group message with my buddies today. We're going back and forth about the Russ stuff, Steelers quarterback for next year. All I said was, listen, I'm good with rolling it back with Kenny and Mason. All we need is quarterback play that we saw from Mason replicated by whoever next year. It could be Mason, it could be Kenny, it could be whoever.
Yeah.
That team's going to be lethal. That team's going to be in the mix. That team's going to be a contender.
I don't see why it can't be.
If Kenny or
Outside
Mason
of the quarterback,
if
that's
Kenny
going to
or
be the
Mason
big
can
question,
do what
bro.
Mason did those
Yeah.
last 4 games, we are completely fine.
Yeah.
Completely fine. So that's my thoughts on it.
You preach to the choir, baby. You preach to the choir. I'm just.
Yeah,
like
we're
everything
all
you
agreeing
saying is the quarterback play.
on the same thing.
Yep.
Just the fact that we need better quarterback play. Who gives it to us? That's what we'll be talking our heads off about for the next. Well,
hopefully
I guess 2
in a week.
weeks.
Yeah,
I
but I
guess
say
probably 2 week and a
not
half.
even 2 weeks, bro. Free agency start. We're gonna get deals on Monday. Like I'm like, yo.
But then, depending what quarterbacks are in the room, that's probably gonna continue through OTAs and training camp. So,
I love it.
do you know something that we don't right now, Moats?
The Steelers are planning to beat with Russell Wilson. That's all I know. That's all I know. Yep.
Are you sure?
Oh, that's it. That's it, bro. That's it. I'm just, you want to say?
I feel like you know something more.
No, man. I'm just excited about quarterback play because it's always wanted attention, and I'm just glad that we giving it its due diligence. I'm all on quarterback talk.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with having a meeting with Russell Wilson. Nothing wrong with it.
It's be a vibe, bro. Be a vibe. It's be a vibe.
All right, what are we doing here?
All right, let's see as many as supers as we can get in between, and then after that we'll hit Moan at 5:30. All right, then after that hard 6 stop with him, and yeah, got about 15, 20. We'll see what we had at the end of that day.
Talk Russ, maybe.
Don't let that headline pop up. I'll wait on the flash across the screen. Just deal agreed. If that ever happened, it's like, oh man, I ain't go there.
I feel like
it's Farron Bradford.
I feel like that might be the most happiest I've seen you. Just even thinking about.
I have
the deal flash up
allergies.
across the
Hey,
bottom ticker on ESPN.
I have allergies.
I don't think I've seen you happier.
I have allergies. Can I just have my allergies? I have allergies. I'm happy that I'm not blowing my nose right now. Okay, shout out to allergies.
Man.
I don't know nothing. I'm just here.
Let's go UW. Or no. Who'd you say? Farron Bradford.
Yeah,
You're right.
Farron. Yeah.
No, I don't have Farron Bradford.
All right, all
I have
good.
John. Where's John?
All right, so I got you. Then hold on.
You might have to carry some of this because I skipped a bunch of
All
the
right,
super chats.
all good, all good.
Potentially.
Farron Bradford says, I think we walk away with Mims or Fuaga in the first. I like where you're pointing at. I like your energy. I would just say, let's just hold off another week because we go get a lot of direction with this O-line talk after free agency starts because we're going to know, man, if we sign a tackle, then it's going to be really, really a high probability that we go center in that first round. But if we go out here and sign a center in free agency, then Mims, Fuaga, that becomes even more in that convo. You know what I mean? So I like your thought process, though, but in about a week, man, we're going to really get some clarity in terms of the direction of where this team is trying to go, man. Farron Bradford also said, if FSU wide receiver Coleman, yeah, we like Coleman, is there in the second, do you draft him? Might need to reset that group to pay GP down the line. Love DJ, but long term, I'm not sold. So from our perspective, like I could see the not being sold long term on DJ, and that's fine. My only concern is, as we talk Kenny Pickett, and currently he's the only quarterback that is under contract. That's the quarterback that we're planning as it is today as QB1. I don't want to add another variable to the equation that could potentially make him struggle. If we being real about it, even though I think that, yeah, you can make a case that Coleman resetting that room, that's the better move, but is that better for Kenny Pickett? No. To me, Deontay Johnson is the better player for Kenny Pickett right now. If anything, I still might contemplate bringing in Coleman just in the sense of to get a third guy in here to help out Kenny. Bigger target. Obviously, he's a high-end receiver coming out of college. You know what I mean? So I look at it that way versus moving on from DJ with Kenny right now. Like I don't think we want to take stuff away from him. I think we want to give him more. For better or worse.
Yeah. Whoever that is. Veteran free agent receiver or rookie receiver. If it's a rookie receiver and we keep Deontay and Pickens, I don't want them drafted before the third, though. I want linemen or linebacker, corner, whatever we done address in free agency. But I think we get a decent receiver in the third round.
For sure.
Are we at John yet?
Which John? Because it's like
Jon.
it was yesterday, Deke.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we good. Yeah. Because everything else is yeah. We're good.
It says yesterday Deke said no to Russ. Use the $1.5 million elsewhere, but would pay Mason 4 to 7-ish to compete with Kenny. Bring in the Hall of Famer and let him cook.
Let him compete. He could cook, and Kenny could still beat him up. I'm all for that. I like that. I ain't tripping on that. I think we saw that. Yeah, we all said that. He can't beat him out.
I feel like
Kenny can't beat him out.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So there you have it. It shouldn't make you feel one way or the other because your man could beat him out. And it ain't enough money where you gotta guarantee that that's a starter. It's 1.5.
No, I just.
It's 1.5.
I sense that tone that you're dropping.
I have allergies. I have allergies. All right, let me just allergy.
It's not. You're not giving us just a matter of fact like, hey, Russ can come in, compete. There's some oomph there. There's something extra that you've been holding in.
Why are you reading so much into? Listen. I have allergies.
This honestly feels like something you and a bunch of these Kenny haters in the chat are gonna mark down as like a national holiday. Like,
why I gotta get lumped in with the Kenny haters? That's what I'm saying. I've been really Kenny neutral this whole time. Why I gotta be lumped in with them? I'm a neutral guy. Like, I can acknowledge the positive that he does. I can acknowledge the not so positive. See, I don't even call it bad. I say not so positive. You see how it sounds better that way? Yeah, man. I say he needs improvement. He's a work in progress. They say he sucks. He's done. See the difference? Like, yeah, I'm neutral, bro. I'm neutral half full. You know what I mean?
I think you're kind of saying all that stuff, though, without saying it.
It's allergy, bro. It's allergy, all right? Yeah.
Okay, Omer Anich.
We back.
Yeah, I'm standing. I'm not backing down from what I said. My first option for quarterback is Kenny and Mason, QB competition. But I understand if we bring in Russ. I understand it.
I stand with Deke.
I completely understand it. This goes back to us talking about it last week whenever Russ was brought up. I would get it. I still want to see what Kenny's got, though. I still want to see what Mason potentially got, too. And I guess Moats is right. If the Steelers say, Russ, we're only signing you if you're willing for it to be a competition. We're not naming you the starter or anything. Then, yeah, it's still the ball is still in Kenny's court. I just assumed whenever Russ was brought up that, you know, if you sign him, he's going to be just named the quarterback one as soon as you sign him. But I don't know how the Steelers feel, and I don't know what Russ is open to. I don't know what conversations are being had behind the scenes, because in Dulac's article, if you read through it, he said that the Steelers right now aren't guaranteeing anything to Russ.
Right. Mm-hmm.
They're just having talks.
Yeah.
So who knows? Who knows? Elmer Anish says Russ in the black and gold. Ciara versus T Swift in the AFC Championship game.
Ciara,
Come on,
this
Deke.
beat
Let's
is
ride.
automatic, supersonic, hit, honey, funky, fresh, hit, done it, do that one, two step, it's everybody on the phone. 1 2 step. Come on, Deke. 1 2. 1 2 step. I know you know that one. Yeah.
You're saying we got to lean into the script.
I'm just saying that's more of a bop. Unless you want to go the Taylor Swift, we could do that. I just thought we was Taylor Swift out.
Honestly, well, that's on Muth.
Yeah.
Muth or Darnell.
Right.
They need to work their game on T Swift.
Yeah.
Maybe have her leave Kelsey for them. That's what we need.
I'm ready to. Got me 1-2-stepping deep. I love it when you 1-2-step.
Connor Hayward too. It's Connor Hayward, one of our tight ends. They need to
Somebody
sweep T
Yes.
Swift off her feet and
Come
steal
on.
it from Travis Kelce.
Come on.
Woo her away. Because then, the script would be definitely in our favor.
We need one. We need.
It would be
Yeah.
Steelers Chiefs AFC Championship. No
At
doubt.
least bare minimum.
It would
Bare
be-
minimum for the ratings.
But I think it would be us coming out on top because if we
Yeah.
got T Swift on our side,
Uh-huh.
that's like that revenge over
Yes.
Travis Kelce. Steelers go to the Super Bowl. Kelce, how's your life now without T Swift? Yeah, not so good. You're at home. Like that type of thing. Like, that's the script, right?
That's how about right. And then we'll sign DeMar Hamlin because he said he wanted to play for Coach Tomlin, and that'd be like the feel-good story as well that the NFL just needs.
I don't know if the Bills are cutting him, though.
I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen, bro. It's frowned upon. You can't do that right now. No,
They can't, right?
no, you can't do that. Not right now.
So he's just.
But they getting rid of action though. You see they over here off with his head, off with his head. They going to town up there. I think he alright though.
They're just going to let his contract play out?
It's better that way sometimes.
Then what?
It's better that way sometimes. It's just we didn't release you. We couldn't afford you.
Is there going to be a Hamlin Steelers meeting 2025 offseason?
Well, you know, DeMar said he won. All right. He played at Pitt. He's local.
There's some other Pittsburgh safeties out there, though, this year like that are actually available. Whitehead,
yeah.
Geno Stone.
Uh-huh.
Geno Stone's from around here. Dude,
Geno
there's so many
straight.
good safeties right now.
Geno
Justin
straight,
Simmons just got
bro.
cut.
I saw Geno straight.
My God.
Mm-hmm. And that weakens the division, too.
We cut Neal.
I saw that, too, yep.
I don't know what we're going to do with Casey, but we need to bring in one of these safeties.
Yeah. You got legitimate options, whether you're talking high-end, whether you're talking some of the newer age guys, whether you want the best in the nation.
Simmons
got
is
some
kind
guys,
of
bro.
free safety, though, huh?
Yes, but this goes back to when did we have that conversation? Was it 2 years ago? We were talking about pairing Minka up with another like high end elite guy.
Yeah. That's the guy, huh? That's if you had to pick.
If you were
going to
do the high end elites, if you would do the high end elite, sure. My other like if I'm just trying to 1 year, 2 year, if I was going to do the Russ 1 year, 2 year vibe, I would bring in Jordan Poyer.
Really?
Because I look at how he was with Micah Hyde, and he's interchangeable. He plays in the box, he can play in the post. He's gonna get you picks. He can tackle. The only reason why he's not in Buffalo is because they can't afford all these dudes right now, man. Otherwise, he would still be up there starting right now. It's like
Would he go back there?
I don't know if I would see the numbers. I don't know though. But to me, if we were gonna go, the route of man, I want to pair another high end dude with Minka that's not gonna break the bank because I think Simmons would cost way more to me,
Right.
than Poyer. I just think that Poyer is a guy that I could get 2 tops 3. You know what I mean? I don't need him past that. I'm literally looking. This is
2,
my
3
2 year.
years.
Yeah, but I'm saying I want a 2 year window. I'm like, if
Yeah.
I'm trying to load up and say everything I'm doing is within these 2 years right now, that's the guy potential that I would bring in because I think he could definitely pair up with Minka. And now I'm getting a dude mentally that's on the same level as Minka. Athletically, yeah, he's down a little. But because of his smarts and because of how he still plays this game, you're still getting a top 10 caliber dude at that position in terms of production. And that's been steady for him these past 5-6 years, man. So that'd be the reason. And you don't have to have him be Batman. He could be Robin because you got Minka.
Yeah.
Micah Hyde got hurt in Buffalo, and Jordan Poyer was having to be some of that Batman. He still could do it. But it's just like, man, at this stage, that's not what you want from him. But if you're bringing him in with Minka, it's like, yeah. That's one of the ones I was interested in.
Well, we just gave them Mitch. Maybe we could take Poyer off
that's what
their
I'm like,
hands.
man, because we would love that swap. We would love that swap.
You think he would be a significant upgrade over someone like Terrell Edmonds at this stage of the game?
Yes, yeah. Because just to me, Poyer has been a better player throughout than Edmonds. Edmonds is more athletic, but Edmonds mentally isn't going to be on the same page as Poyer in terms of the coverage part of it. So, yes, this guy is a faster guy, right? But have we talked about it in the past where it's like, Atlanta Robinson isn't the fastest guy out there. Why does he make the plays? Because he knows where he's going. He knows where his eyes are supposed to be, and he's fundamentally sound. So that's why he's able to make these plays when he's making them. That's Poyer. Poyer is going to make a ton of plays, but Poyer's still on the more athletic side versus where we look at E-Rob and we're like, yeah, we know that's still like your heavy thumper. That's the reason why I say with the whole Poyer part. But Simmons, man, if you want to spend, then Simmons that's definitely how you spend on. I think Geno Stone is another very interesting name just because you're already familiar with him being in the division.
Gardner Johnson too.
CJ, yeah, we like him a lot too. Yeah.
Who else is out there?
Mm-hmm. Like, bro, it's a market for the safeties,
Eddie
man.
Jackson.
Yeah.
Kevin
It's a market
Byard.
for
He
safeties,
just got
bro.
cut.
Yeah, it's a market for them safeties, man.
Micah Hyde's unrestricted.
Mm-hmm.
I heard you mentioned Jordan Whitehead.
Yeah.
Aaron
Like I said, the
Kearse
reason why I didn't
from
bring
Cowboys.
up Hyde, man, he's been banged up.
Just you don't think it'd be worth it?
Yeah, I just don't know how many snaps, how many games I'm gonna get from him. He's getting to that stage where it's like, all right, you're starting to get hurt more frequently than we would like.
Xavier McKinney.
That's a good one. But
Terrell
I
Edmonds, Geno
think
Stone.
Xavier is. I don't think he's gonna be crazy pricey, but I think he's still a little bit more of what we would have to spend.
How we feel about a Jeremy Chin?
I don't hate it. I don't hate that at all.
His role kind of got hijacked
Yeah.
from his rookie year.
Yeah, I don't hate
This
that though.
Switch up of coaching. I forget. What was he mainly a safety
Yeah.
early on? They
And
tried
then
to
they
move
put
him
him
to
in the-
box linebacker.
Mm-hmm. Almost like what we
You
talked
could-
with the Edmonds stuff.
Yeah, you could get him
Yeah.
on the cheap.
But to you, would you rather go there? Would you?
No,
if you were
I'd-
going to do that, would you just do Edmonds because of familiarity?
No, I would cut Casey and bring in two safeties. I get him
Yeah.
on like the cheap, maybe like low risk, high reward, but get one of the other guys like a Poyer, Eddie Jack. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? One of these dudes that are a little bit more stable
Yeah.
for a reasonable amount. Now, you could go the other route if you just wanted to bypass getting a couple safeties in here, doing rotation or whatnot, and do Justin Simmons.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah. But that's the pricier one, definitely. But I ain't tripping on Simmons though. We can make that work. You know we can make it
I
work.
mean, Kevin Byard wouldn't be a bad option either.
Mm-hmm. How old is Kevin gonna be? Is he at 29?
He's 30
No,
and a
he's
half
31
right now.
Yeah, he about to be 31. Excuse me on that one. Good call. Yep.
Yeah, a lot of good safeties out here. A little up there in age, but
But
for
in that
a
position, you're not
year or
tripping
two
on it.
deal?
Yeah, that's my whole thing. And that's why even when I said even Poyer is like, yo, we're not looking for a 5
Darnell
or 10
Savage.
year. These are all two year. Man, if you get 3 out of one of these signings, great. But I mean, now Simmons different. I think Simmons, you want him. See how many years we get
he's
up out
up
of that.
there though
He's,
too.
what is he 30?
I think he's 30. Yeah,
God, dog. It's like once you become elite, they say they just stay there. It's like, yeah.
He's 30.
Uh,
Maybe you get him on a discount then.
Is that Jalen Mills up there too?
Yeah,
Bro, it's some names. Golly, it's some names.
I guess it wouldn't be the worst to keep Casey,
Yeah.
but then delegate that third safety role back to him that he was, I think, doing pretty damn good at whenever he was here his first year. Like, that wouldn't be bad.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't even terrible for us last year. It's just the terrible moments where he overplayed balls
Right.
and cost us big time.
That's that position, though. You don't know how many opportunities you're going to get, but you got to make the play. Otherwise, that's the difference of
Yeah, he was just around too
the
many
thing about
big
it,
plays
it's
that happened.
it's a handful of them, right? That we can like really remember. And it's like if you just 50% in that scenario, it's a different feel on him right now. He was over in them scenarios. That's why I feel like this because it's
And
like
he dropped picks too.
yeah.
That hit him in the chest.
It's like yo, we saw every bad.
Yeah, he could have easily had like 4 or 5 picks,
Right. We-
dropped them,
we
and
be
then
over here saying
overplayed them
extend
too.
him, pay him. Yeah.
Let's get you dub. All right, 5:25, 5 minutes to Moan.
Moan.
He says, so did you guys see that article that 4 anonymous Steeler coaches are mad at the Kenny bashing by the fans and the media? So much for turning out the noise.
I mean, it's
see
the
that.
off season right now. So
And I appreciated that because I saw it come out yesterday shortly after I went on my rant on the podcast. So I was like, yeah, I get what these coaches are feeling right now. It's gone too far.
I wonder how they're gonna say that if Russ is here.
Huh?
I want to see what them 4 anonymous guys gonna say if they do sign Russ. They dropped that, all right. They mad. I wasn't mad about that too. Just wondering. Just curious. That's it. I can see them being mad. Maybe they be mad that they signed him, bro. Like, why you gonna sign Russ? I can't believe you signed Russ. Ew. Just never know.
I don't think they have to have any relation to each
Oh,
other.
no, they got that relationship.
Separate instances, right?
Separate instances? I don't know if it's separate. They kind of linked.
No, because I have
The Russ noise is because of Kenny, though.
Listen, I have, I have similar feeling, I guess you could say. Or, like, I got the two separate in a way where, I'm tired of the Kenny bashing. The disrespect's gone too far. I think it's ridiculous the lengths that the Kenny haters have gone. But at the same time, I would understand if we signed Russ. Like, I think it's just, like, two separate things.
Yeah.
You think I'm off?
I'm with you, bro.
It's two separate.
I got allergies, bro. Let me just have my allergies, man. Can I just have my allergies? I'm just vibing. Let me just.
I'm just out here, man. I want the Steelers. I'm a simple man. I
This
want the
quarterback
Steelers
got Deke hurting.
I want the Steelers to do good. And I still think Kenny Pickett can be the guy here. I think Mason could be the guy here too. I'm a simple man. That's all I'm saying. That's it.
Look, I am in support of you as a simple man going through this process. It's just I get to witness it. Like I'm seeing it in third person. You going through it in first person, so you don't see what you look like. I'm just like my dog be going through it. So I'm just like I'm trying to be an ally. I'm trying to support you, bro.
I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
I'm doing good.
But I like it though. I like it.
Boomman318, what's up, Moats and Deke? Moats, I emailed you. I never got a red.
Never got a red. Well, we will go check that out. But trust me, if you sent the email, it's definitely been seen. It's definitely been seen. We got eyes. All right. What they say, no email gets left behind. All right.
I've never heard that.
Yeah. Whether it's official momentum, whether it's you, we seize them. All right. We got multiples. All right. So I'm gonna make sure I tap in also. But yeah, baby, it's one of them ones. So I would definitely check that out. But appreciate you.
GF, they approved Mason to take a playoff game of Kenny so far, $1 million. If Rust, I think you got to work on your grammar here. They approved Mason to take a playoff game of Kenny. So for $1 million, if Russ starts, then Kenny lost that spot. I don't know what's being said here. It's definitely something against Kenny. For Russ with $1 million, and Mason's thrown in this mix here too.
Basically, I think I'm going on a limb. I think what he said is because they were willing to put Mason over Kenny in a playoff game, Russ for $1 million is going to be starting. So Kenny has lost that spot. I think that's what he said. That was a lie.
That's what I would have assumed. Yes. But I don't know if the Steelers are looking to sign Russ to just come in and be named the starter day one.
Yeah.
Could they be signing him for competition with Kenny? How does Russ take that information? Does it interest him still? Does he need to be named QB1 the day he signs with whatever team he wants to go to? I don't know.
Talk about Richard Arbizo.
Information we don't know right now.
Richard Arbizo said, my man might as well have been speaking Spanish with that super chat. Why you gotta talk? I ain't gotta be like that, Richard.
Yeah.
Don't do him like that, Richard. Don't do him like that, man.
I might have been able to read that more coherently. Like if someone gave me a proper Spanish sentence, I might be able to get through that easier than what I just read.
So I say, yo, he should have just put it in Spanish. God, dog. I love it. All right. We're going to get ready to tap it with the homie Mo because, like I said, man, we do got to be a little conscious of his time today. So let's get ready to call the homie up. Y'all hit that like button one time on the front end for the big homie, Ramon Foster. All right. Deke, I probably should plug in the phone, bro.
Moats versus Ramon boxing match?
Absolutely not.
Setting this up?
Absolutely not. I don't want any problems. Okay, let's call up the homie real quick.
Yo.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know what that voice is. Okay. We talk about the big man. I'm talking the guy that came to the Steelers in 2009 as an undrafted free agent. Crazy that you were slept on. But more importantly, out of Tennessee, go Vols. But then from there, man, enjoy an 11-year career, all with the black and gold, starting 145 out of 160 games for the Steelers O-line, and a part of arguably the best offensive line in that Killer Bee era as well. Salute the big rat goat. I'm talking Ramon Foster, baby.
Moats, I promise you, man, the moment that I get welcome into anybody's Wall of Fame, Hall of Fame, or just sideway alley of fame, okay? I'm gonna make sure you do the intro for me, okay? Man, just give me the side alleyway, man, and I'm gonna have you introduce me. It's gonna be great.
Mo, with a big time dude like you, Puller, we gotta make sure we roll out the red carpet and get the best intro, all right? So,
I appreciate you.
Yeah, we appreciate you, Mo. You already know that, broski. Well, first off, man, it is great to hear from you, man. Obviously, we got a chance to run into each other last week at the Combine. If you could, though, since that was, my first time seeing each other in a little while, bro, how have you been, and what was that like for you being back at the Combine in this working capacity compared to when you was out there cutting it up on the field?
Man, the working capacity was way easier than the actual competing capacity, okay? I just want to throw that out there. It was cool watching it, and most, I think we all have that happen in the NFL or in college too, where you see coaches, they send you to practice and they go out and have a good time. You hear about them, going to the bars, or the people that cover you in the media, which we do media now. They were, oh man, we had a good time at so-and-so bar. I got an opportunity to see that in full form, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was cool watching and being amongst them. But on the evaluating side of it too, I laugh because I remember being one of those guys at the Combine, nervous, didn't know who was who, didn't know how to act, didn't know any of that crap, man. So I'm gonna be real with you. I thoroughly enjoyed it, man. On the fact that, look, career fulfilled, and you got an opportunity to just watch the rest of these young guys get it. You know what I'm saying? It was cool.
No, I love that right there, bro. That's the thing that's crazy, because it's like, it is such a night and day experience, man, when you're doing it as a player versus, man, be able to come back on that media side. I'm like, bro, it's actually fun to see people I'm like, y'all waving, everybody go, Mo, I see Mo in the building. Like, but when you out there competing, oh, man, you ain't think about none of that. You like, bro, I got to be locked in. I know they watching everything.
Yep. 100%. And I hated it, but I loved it at the same time, because all we ever wanted most was a shot and an opportunity. And that's what the Combine was. But it was good running into you, good running into Max, man. I saw my Steelers family up there, man. It was really, really cool. But I did notice this, too. It is a lot of movement and motion around there, too.
It is crazy now.
Yeah, if you see all the scouts, or if you recognize certain GMs by face value, you see them just moving from one building to the next, or talking to certain people. It was good vibes, man. And now they got the fans' involvement inside the stadium, which is insane. I might have run 1/10 of a second quicker had I had the crowd there.
Hey, look, but if you would have done that, now we don't know if another team would have drafted you, baby. All right.
Okay. Right. That's true.
Now, for those that don't know, if you could, man, just talk a little bit. 09, obviously, man, you don't get drafted, but what went into your process of deciding to sign with the Steelers versus any other team that you could have chose to sign with?
Man, my agent at the time told me it was a land of opportunity, and I didn't know what that meant until I got inside those walls. And what's even crazier behind that, I say this and people probably think I'm lying, but it didn't dawn on me that they had won the Super Bowl at the time, because I was so locked in, and I had my son. Yeah, I had my son in 08, and in 2009 of that year, right before I went to the Combine and stuff, he had open heart surgery and everything too. So I had a lot on my plate, man, as far as life. You know what I'm saying? And you know how it is once you have kids. So I'm trying to survive and thrive and all these types of things, man. And getting into Pittsburgh was one, I'll say this. They weren't the team that offered me the most money. They attached priority free agent to my name, which told me I had a good shot of making the team, or they thought highly of me. If there was one more round, I might have been an 8th rounder, but what it turned into was, one, I had to pay bills because daycare was due. Cleveland was another strong team. They probably came after me the hardest. But they offer
Oh.
me, yeah, I know. Imagine that.
I'm so
Imagine me
glad you
saying
chose.
that.
I'm so glad you chose the black and gold. So glad to hear
What?
that. Oh,
Well, see, here's the thing. They operated in that era the same way they were for years to come after that. They only offered me like 2,500. Steelers offered me 8. The Steelers offered me $8,000, and what's crazier is the Jets offered me 16,000. I chose to take the 8 and go to Pittsburgh where I can actually make the
wow.
team. And yeah,
Time
made it happen.
out. Moan. You said you got the little man. I know you got you got diapers. Dude, diapers expensive, bro. You got to get that formula. Hey, bro, you turned down the 16 for the 8.
I did because you know how it goes. All you need is a shot, and
facts.
somehow my agent and Coach Tomlin and Kevin Colbert.
Shout out to Kevin Colbert, baby.
They just told you got a shot. And what's even sillier than that, though, Moats, is when I got in the building for that rookie introduction and stuff like that, I had like 2-3 people tell me, you can make this team. And you know what I was thinking? Where in the heck are y'all doing the daggone draft, man?
Hey, look, call my phone, bro. I got the same number. What you tripping on?
It didn't change. I promise you it didn't change. But that's why Pittsburgh, man. And what's crazy, you know this to be true, too. Had I gone to Cleveland because I felt like they wanted me more, they changed staff like 15 different times.
Very true.
New coaches like what they like. If I'd have gone to the Jets, they actually changed, I think, to Rex Ryan not soon after that, too. So, I mean, there's no telling if I would have been one of his types of players, plus New York taxes and stuff like that. And one thing about Pittsburgh, they had a steady Eddie, a head coach that liked the style of ball, and I played that style of ball. So it actually worked out for me.
Nah, respect on that. And man, I always enjoy whenever I look back on your career because you were a dude that was here pre-Goon era and then post-Goons. You feel me? Like, you were part of the movement, man. So if you could, just talk about the old line and the culture that you've been a part of when it was viewed very differently when you first got here, 09 up until 13. Then 14 on the way to 18, y'all are the best in the league. What is that dynamic like for you, man?
Man, in those first like 2, 3, maybe even 4 years, man, it was a different style of ball. It was, hey, let's go on here and beat the heck out of everybody type of ball.
Yeah.
It was, look, go fight. Like literally at times, go fight and stir up some stuff. Like I played with dudes, and you've been around them, Willie Cologne.
Oh, yeah,
Max
Willie Big
Stars.
Max, yeah.
Man, Chris Kemoatu, like those guys that wanted to just beat people up. And the game started to change a little bit in a sense. And one, they wanted to get younger. I think they saw something in us. But I will say this. The DNA of what we became when Coach Tomlin started labeling us as goons was from those guys, from Willie. And I got to give Willie a lot of the credit. Just being a verbal, vocal, and show you type of leader. And I would also throw Chris Kemoatu, Juicy, in there too, is what we called him. You remember Juice? Juice is what we call, because they played a certain type of ball and they set a tone that, look, man, go punch somebody in the daggone mouth. That was the whole mindset of it. So when we started to grow up, and we took our lumps too, because Max ended up leaving, Trey Essex was gone.
Shout out to Trey,
shout out to Trey, who's doing what we do now too. Trey was gone. By the way, 2-time Super Bowl winning champ.
No, put some respect on the rings, bro. They look good.
Oh yeah, they look good on them, man. Him and then Willie, I think, was like one of the last ones of that tenure to go. And so from that point right there, when they're out, you got a young myself, young Marquise. Jonathan Scott was with us for a little while, and we just had to grow up. And being real with you, we were in a situation, man, where we had to go trial by fire because we were playing young. And then we got to the point to where we just said, no, this is not what we're going to do. We're not going to take this.
Hey, don't take it.
And then practice. You feel me?
Don't take it.
And most, you know this, like Coach Tomlin made practice hard. They made camp hard, and then he made us go out front in all of that. He pitted us against each other as far as the offense and the defense. 9-on-7 was about as real as he got. 1-on-1 was about as real as he got. And then it just somewhat morphed into y'all growing up. And when we started to get like light days, he started pulling us back in camp or practice and stuff. That's when the goon persona came about, and it really was. beat them growing up. Like, I think they recognized behind the scene, now that I think about it, we got a shot.
Yeah.
And it wasn't going to go anywhere if we couldn't hold our own up front.
Yeah.
And that's where that goon mantra came into it, because they were trying to protect Ben as far as the amount of hits he took. And we took that personal too, right? And because of that, he got a weird way of making you run through a wall, Coach Tomlin does.
Facts.
And when he threw that label on us, and you know it, Moats, he said it every day.
Mm-hmm.
He put it in the public, and he somewhat put that pressure on us to live up to it. And then it became one of those things where playing on the O-line became cool. So we made it cool by whooping folks' butt.
Facts. Big facts.
Yeah.
Big facts. Hey, look, and y'all was all drippy too. I was like, yo, y'all the swaggiest O-lineman. Our vases, tape, spat. I'm like, bro, what type of O-lineman is y'all, bro?
Wearing mostly black socks. We were breaking
I'm like, what is this?
Codes. Yeah. But I'll tell you this though too. How we got to that point was we challenged each other though, Moats.
Yeah.
Like if we had somebody that had a weight issue or had a bad play or wasn't doing the whole in their own, nobody felt slighted if you got challenged. And you've been around us when it was Alejandro, or whether that was Beach or whoever it was. Like we were able to go at each other because one, we were growing up together, but two, we smelt what playing good felt like. So if you weren't holding up your end, especially the young guys after us, oh, you was gonna have to hear it. Or it was one of those things too, most to where, let's say if I had a bad play, use me for instance, I'm over there sulking because man, I can't believe I gave up a sack to him. Pounce look at me like, Mom, hey, Alpha, that type of stuff happened. Let's move on. And I'd be like, all right, okay, cool, let's go. Yeah, it was that type of back and forth that you were just like, okay, keep the main thing. Right. And we grew up together, man, had kids, got married. You know what I'm saying? Like guys like had tragic things happen during that time. Yeah. And we all surrounded, like it was a real live team brotherhood and still is to this day.
Big facts.
Now, piggybacking off that a little bit, what was your take with the Steeler Way conversation that was happening like in the middle of the season? Like you were talking about the offensive line, how you had guys beforehand kind of like teach you got, you, Pouncey, DeCastro, how things were done. Do you feel like there is something missing with this current squad?
Unity and growth together. And here's the thing too. However I explain what I'm about to say, I'm not in those guys' meetings, locker room, or in their text threads. You know how those go, right? But here's the thing though. One thing I will say is, and I'm glad it happened this way, and I'm glad it's our careers played out how they were. But I know for a fact, Seven was adamant about trying to getting our group a ring. And when you have myself that make it to a year 11, and Pounce make it to year 11, and then Dave's, retire, and then Al is gone. You got to give Kev and Omar credit for trying to build it back up to where it's sustainable. So they went through draft, tried to really quick, and then they went with free agent. We're trying to get Mason Cole and James Daniels signed, right? And what you have there is you're forcing people inside of a room that's got to somewhat figure it out on the fly with the new offensive line coach. And that ain't no knock, but O-line is one of those positions. If you have the grace to grow from the inside out, meaning you draft your guys, you develop your guys, then you have the ability to set a standard for what your level of play and expectation is. Like you are a Steeler when you grow up that type of way. And that's not to knock anybody else, but it was somewhat hurried up because you didn't have the grace of having a veteran quarterback no more either. There's a lot that goes into having the ability to be your dudes. Like look at Dallas. Dallas guys are all homegrown. Like we're talking about a team right now in Detroit, right? That's been the laughingstock for the last 20 plus years. And you know what they did when they got Dan Campbell? They went and got Nick Sewell. And then they went and got other guys on that offensive line. Then they got defensive line. Like that type of stuff right there is how you get away. When you mention the Steelers way, like now they got a Lions way. Now this is the Cowboys way with how they build their O-line. And when you build it through free agency, sometimes you don't get the grace of watching guys grow and having the same system under them to where they're all on the same page. Like it'd be times where in the early parts of us growing up with me, Marquise, and let's go Dave and Gilbert, because all of us was there before, Al and others. Like we would over communicate. And then it came to a point to where we ain't even say nothing. You can't get that when a guy sometimes when multiple guys are coming from different systems like that fast. That's the difference.
Now, what do you think of our draft pick from last year? First round pick, Broderick Jones.
A stud. I'm talking about every bit of one. I'm talking about a stud. He is an athlete. I've seen conversation and articles come up about him moving to the left side and whatnot. I do think he can play it. I saw some of the stuff that he was capable of doing. And here's what I will say, too. I know a lot of people don't feel this way. I am a Dan Moore fan. If he can move over to the right side, make a team sacrifice and master that in some sense, maybe having him and Broderick over controlling those anchors on right and left tackle could bode well for him. I like also the fact that last year, the conversation was Broderick saying we want to run for 250 yards. Yeah. And they get like 225. Like, that was one of those things, man, when you have a unique talent, and I got to correlate him somewhat to Marquise Pouncey by saying this. You need those caliber guys who are also vocal and feel like, like the Joker was in Dark Knight Rises. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, at any point in time, he can go off and just make the room better.
Facts.
Or just be edgy.
Yeah.
And I think they need that in that room, right? Most, you remember what they look like.
Bro, Pounce got that just crazy about him. Yeah. But everybody responds. If he's going crazy, we watch y'all go crazy. It's like defense, you're going to respond. Bro, I've seen y'all shut down a whole game on a Thursday night. I've seen it. I've seen y'all shut down a whole game like, oh, they killing a Panther. Oh, God, he's dead. I've seen it.
So I'll say this, man, if this gets to him in some capacity, and I had run across Broderick Jones or had a conversation with him, but if I was him and he feels that way, I would ask him, man, to go to Florida. I think Pounce is in Fort Lauderdale. Yeah. And spend a few days with him. And ask him what was it like, because I got to be honest, Pounce led even as a young guy, not even verbally, vocally, but it was just through his actions. So what everybody felt that pressure.
He got that presence about him, bro.
Yeah. So I think he's that type of guy. But I think as young as he is, he got to know how to navigate those waters, and there's nobody better to talk to than Marquise about that.
No, that's respectful.
Fair, Moats?
No, 100%, 100%, bro. You already know. When you talk about just like that type of edginess, leadership, but also that raises everybody around you, Pounce had that impact. Like you said, man, we watch him look at you, look at Gil, look at Double D. We like, all right. On defense, we're like, hey, bro, you better respond because he about to kill somebody out here. He don't care if it's Wednesday practice. He don't care if it's Thursday. Pouncey would have them thumbs taped up and he jamming at everybody. Like, bro, what is good? I thought you was hurt, Pouncey. I thought you could, like, he actually kill for. But that's Pouncey, though. But like you said, though, it's contagious because when you start seeing that, you like, bro, I can't let that dude down. If he going that hard and he is who he is, what excuse does anybody else have? That's how I always looked at it, man. 100%. Absolutely.
All right, I got to ask about the quarterback.
Mo.
Especially with everything going on.
Come on now, Mo. I'm here for this. Come on.
Let's go.
I don't even know if I got to ask you a question, really. Like, just what are you doing? What are you doing if you're Omar Khan? What are you doing?
They said the meeting is set up, Mo. They said they'd called up Russ. Russ done called him back. They liking IG pics. You know how it is. He like, yo, Russ, you look good in that workout. He's like, well, I'm following the Steelers now. Now they going to go out for dinner. So, it's only a meal 5. Oh, that,
There's a lot to it, man, because you have your guy Kenny in-house, right? The thing that I'll say about this, and I'm gonna walk through. If y'all give me a second to walk through this, man.
We're here to listen.
And I'm open to opinions and all things when it comes down to this. If you have your guy, why are you looking over his shoulder, especially at that position? Moats, when it comes down to starters and backups in the NFL, right? It was times where I got injured and I was out of a game. And we went to Buffalo one year in a big old snow game.
Hey, the 300 on the ground. L Bell, let's get it.
Man, you remember that. On, and I wasn't in that game. And, of course, I feel the competitive pressure. I got to get back quick. That was me, okay? I got to get back quick. I got to get back healthy. You know what happened when I got back healthy, Moats? I was the starter again. There was reports that Kenny was healthy at the latter part of the season and got healthy. And they chose to go with Mason. Never have I ever seen somebody be in that position and be called a starter. You got demoted is how that happens. The similar thing happened to me in the sense I somewhat did it to somebody else. Okay. To where their level of play at the time wasn't matching, and I was the continued starter for the rest of the year. When it comes down to that position, you have to be very fragile about it because your guy can't have a strong backup behind him. If it's true, and Jerry Dulac did say this, they are entertaining Russell Wilson. If you feel like your guy is the guy, you don't bring in a Russell Wilson for a backup position. Russell Wilson is a bona fide Super Bowl winner. He's a guy that's played in 2, would have potentially won another one had it not been for the interception and the birth of Malcolm Butler. Yeah. Right? You don't do that type of thing. And then I look at Mason's situation. The thing that my opinion about how I feel about Kenny is this. And his 2 years as a starter in Pittsburgh, we have yet to see a game from him the way we've seen from Mason Rudolph in those last 4 or 5 weeks. And I know you'll say, well, he's got the comeback games and stuff like that. Yes, he does. But over the course of a game, has he commanded? Has he stayed in the pocket? Has he delivered? Has he had his wide receiver saying, man, I like him? You got one of his starting guys telling him, man, I like catching from Mason.
We agree
That's
with
the
you.
issues that you're running into.
We agree with you. We've said that. Mason played. That's the best quarterback play we've seen over the last 2 years, what Mason did at the end of the season.
Yeah. And that's where it becomes bothersome for me. The fact that they told Mason they want to do business with him, the fact that they're entertaining Russell, and Omar has to do that. Omar Khan has to entertain because in the NFL, you're either getting better or you're getting worse. And when it comes down to that position and in particular, I have to ask myself as somebody who's a fan, who's played there, and try to analyze that as much as I possibly can. Have we seen that out of Kenny? And the true honest answer is possibly no. We're talking about completion percentages. Right. We're talking about when they challenge him to say, dog, stop rolling out to the left. That screws your offensive line. And then he gets in games and do those things again. Now, here's the other side of that too, is Mason's standpoint. Mason's situation to me is this. Mason stayed around long enough to get better at his game. A lot of people aren't giving that grace either. As far as saying, man, this dude was a backup, and now he's showing promising signs. Right. You know who else was capable? Who was recently done that too? That's Geno Smith. Like, you got to be somewhat lucky to stick around. And I'll say this too. I think we microwave these prospects a little bit too soon, too quick also, as far as expecting them to be great. And Mason was given that grace. And right now, Kenny's under the fire because he's had that performance by Mason, and then you got Russ conversation happening. If I'm Kenny, I'll be honest with you, I'll be a little livid behind this because you told me I was the guy. It's a situation where don't believe what they say, believe what they do.
With them actions talking about, Mo. With them actions talking about, Mo. You said I was the guy. Why you want to go to lunch with that then? Why you want to talk to that? Yeah.
Imagine if that was the case with one of your teammates talking about, man, I got a main girl, but then I'm going to like you Lou Williams.
Yeah. Lemon Pepper Lou.
That don't make sense to people that tell me they're committed, and that's where to me it becomes very problematic and sticky for Kenny. If I'm Kenny, at some point, because he can command it before it gets super bad, I'd probably be talking to my agent like, can we find a way out somewhere?
I like that there. All right. Now,
man,
why would you not though?
I was about to say, hey, you got it spicy, Mo. And look, I'm over here looking at the clock like, bro, we got 5 minutes before my dog got to tap out. We got 5.
I'll go with you longer.
Energy, though.
I'll go longer with you if you need me to, because the wife went and picked up the kids, and I thought I was going to be on video. So if you want to roll, we can roll.
Oh, well, you know we got time, because we got plenty we want to talk to you about, baby. Trust me. Yeah, I was trying to make sure, I'm going to be respectful for your time, baby. You know that.
Yeah.
You know that.
The wife went and picked up the oldest note. I made a father sacrifice.
Salute you. Hey, dad to dad respect. Dad to dad respect.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I get that.
All right, so Deke, we got time then. We got time.
I love the breakdown there, but you got to answer the question. If you're the GM, what are you doing?
If I'm the GM?
Yeah.
I'm searching. Again, if we look at Kenny's completion percentage, if we look at his decision, like
hello,
Deke,
it's me.
Are you?
Deke,
Wait,
I got a question.
who are you searching for though? Are you going
Is it you?
completely
Can you see
outside,
me?
or
I'm
are you
searching-
looking
I'm
a little
searching
familiar,
for
like a
another
Mason?
I'm looking at another. I'll say this: Mason will be a strong option. You know why? Because he showed me what I want to see out of my quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, Deke, I have to ask you this.
Let's hear
Even after Canada, what?
That Bengals
I like
game was
back and
nice.
forth. The Bengals game was nice. You're right about that. It was. Where else can you say that you believe he's your franchise quarterback?
Well, I like
As
what
far
he
as
does.
schools
I like
concerned.
what he does in the fourth quarter when adversity's there, when things aren't looking the hottest or the game's close. He does rise to the occasion. He does have the game-winning drives. I think he straight up played pretty damn good second half of 2022 in his rookie year after that bye week. I know we didn't ask him to do anything amazing, but I thought he played good for all the situations we put him in.
For all the situations that you put him in. Okay, when you saw Mason play versus him play, did you say, "Oh, that's"?
Oh no, I agree. Listen, I agree with you 100%. Like Mason, was the better quarterback of the two. Like Mason was the better quarterback for the team in 2023. Never thought I would have said that going into the season. Like it's crazy. Like it completely shocked me how Mason played.
So if you said that and you got Mason in your house, or at least you can get him at a value pick for what quarterbacks are being paid now, even if he's getting $8 to $12 million a year, you still are under budget when it comes to spending at that prime position. So with that being the case, the option for you to either sign a veteran if Russ is going to take the $1 million salary like they said he was going to do, or if you have a position where you're only paying Mason 8 to 12. That's a life you'll live right there, considering the fact that, look, Kenny, you are under contract. We don't have to cut you. You belong to us.
Yeah.
So much so that we got a fifth-year option. And I go find me a quarterback until I figure out what's next. And then that's the thing, too. You mentioned, like, his fourth quarter stuff, but when you had to battle in a game like the Seahawks, do you trust Kenny Pickett to make those types of plays in those types of games? And the other side of this is it becomes very unstable for your guys up front when it comes down to protection. Like there's a couple times, and even I criticized Mason about this one. Mason rolled one of the few sacks that they gave up while he was playing. He rolled out to the left right into Dan Moore's block.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, Mason can do that. The one thing about an offensive line and your wide receivers is this. They need to know where you're going to be at and are you going to be on time.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times we've seen Kenny be on time. And this ain't no indictment on Kenny or no bash Kenny hour for me. It is, man. I said this on my pod that I do. I said, I'm not into the feelings business or emotions. I think we learn to work with playing with Coach Tomlin.
Take the feelings at the
door.
Leave them feelings at the door, bro. There's business over here.
We trying to win.
Yeah.
And my job depends on your play and winning too. And if it's just like trying to get like government assistance or something, right? Yeah. You type in what you make and the computer decides. That's what the NFL is. And you can't be emotional about that type of stuff. I've had guys I've been really cool with that got cut, and it conditions us to be like, okay,
seriously,
well, what's next?
Yeah.
And that's where I stand on that conversation. And do I think you need a world beater? No. Do I think you need somebody that can manage a game? Yes. And that's the word that a lot of people don't like using, game manager. Like, you do have to manage the game, those moments right there. And until we see Kenny consistently do that, it ain't me who's criticizing him. Like, it's Omar. It's Coach Tomlin. Yeah. It's his teammates saying out loud, I like playing with Mason. Like, that's the issue that you're running into. And again, he has all rights as a pro now to control Kenny Pickett LLC by telling his agent, hey, start asking if I can be released or go seek a trade. Like, that's the next phase right there.
Get on the offensive.
If this doesn't work out. And like I said, the reason I say the quarterback position is somewhat, I don't want to call it fragile, but you can't have two known starters on the team because the moment the starter messes up, they want the backup.
We said competition anywhere else is very different than legitimate competition at quarterback because they are very fragile. You can't have them dudes looking over their shoulders like how we could be over here and it's like, hey, Mo, this your series. If you mess up, though, Just know this cat finna come over here and take your spot.
Yeah.
It can't be like that for the quarterbacks. Yeah.
It cannot be like that for the quarterbacks, and it seems weird, but that's just how it is. Look around the league. There are no strong backups as far as guys' personalities.
Yeah.
That's one of the conversations that Cam Newton had, right? He said, I can't be signed because they think I'm too strong of a personality. There's truth in that. So imagine bringing Russell Wilson inside of that locker room.
Now, there's also another name that was out there, too.
Yeah.
He in Chicago at the moment still. Justin Fields. How you feel about that one?
I don't like that one because it comes with an automatic commitment.
Okay.
It has to come with that 5th-year option and deal. And I don't know if you've seen enough out of Justin Fields to justify signing him in those moments. I think he's been dogged out as far as his coaches, as far as what Chicago's concerned. Zero help as far as you still got me.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Man, we know you just that's the Bentley you in, or do you in the Urus? Which one you in right now, bro?
Man, stop. I'm in a out here. I'm in a lowly truck.
My man got the color. He just popped to the color and it said, "Good afternoon, Ramon."
Yeah, right. There you go. See, I ain't gonna talk about the gold Rolex I saw you have on.
Hey, look, you were color coordinating your Rollies with your outfit for the day. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Deke. He had the powder blue on one day. He had the burnt orange on. I'm like, bro, this is filthy, bro. Yeah.
Hey.
Don't let Moan trick you now. Moan ain't like these other people. Moan, that big paper, that long paper over there.
Hey,
the Barack.
See, there you go. I love it, Most. You know I love that stuff. As it pertains to Justin, though, it'll be, to me, I like him as a player. And I think, again, he was in a situation in Chicago where it's just been a crap show.
Yeah.
There's been no stability. And I think he's gone there and start to question himself. Chicago's just a messy situation to me. And I don't think you've seen enough out of him as far as his coaches go in order to give him a fair assessment. I know the same can be said about Matt Canada, too.
Yeah. That's respect. Now, what I want to also ask them, man, since we got you on and we talking these old linemen, and I know you was watching some of these cats at the combine, how you feeling about these tackles, man, and these centers in this draft right here, baby? In terms of some of the help that we could potentially be looking at over here.
Man, they're solid. This is probably one of the fastest O-line groups I've seen. It's so many 5 flat guys. Yeah. So close to being 4'9". Like even Joe Alt at 6'8", 320 plus
which
ran like a 505.
Yeah.
Crazy, right?
That's crazy.
And then the one that I like, and I know a lot of others feel this way too, is Amarius Mims.
So talk about Mims. Talk about him more.
Another big man that is really legit. Big athlete, I think will do well in a system like Pittsburgh where you can move people around. Be very, very fascinating, man, to see what happens at that position because it is a position of need. Yeah.
Now with Mims, are you concerned any with just the lack of starts in actual in stadium experience? I know he crazy athlete. We saw him, in the Natty, saw him in the semifinals, but he just hasn't played a ton of games. Does that deter you in any way?
Not really. Because I've seen guys like him in that position before to whereas it handles itself. If you can play, you can play. He's a guy that's touted as a top 15, top 20 guy. Yeah. And he comes out of high school with that same billing too. He understands how to play ball. And again, football is one of those injury sports that stuff like that happens. And when it comes down to believing the dude can play, either they can or they can't. The thing that you have with him is it's not like you would draft him as an injured player and you got to wait on him.
Oh, very true. Yeah, he's healthy.
You know
right
what I'm
now.
saying?
Yeah.
So, and then he's young. You can get him in your system. You can get him. You can teach him NFL ways fast. I know a lot of people are talking about, this class is older as far as the transfer portal and stuff like that. But there was a time, and I think there still is a time where now they will they like to get young guys in, those 20-year-olds, those 21-year-olds.
3 contract guys, baby.
Exactly, and be pros quickly. So that doesn't push me. Plus, he's played big-time ball, too, when he's out there. Yeah. Played in the SEC, played at Georgia, understand what it takes. I like him, big, powerful. He's played the right side, but I'm not opposed to it. But again, that's a situation where if you draft him, what do you do with Dan Moore, right? But that's the NFL. It's crazy that people feel sorry for Kenny Pickett, but not Dan Moore in the same situation. Make it make sense.
Hey, he done started for what, 3 years now in a row. I mean, my man out there snap after snap. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I know PFF is law to a lot of people, and them my dudes, but there are some flaws in how you can grade somebody out and who you designate sacks to.
Now, Mo, you know, in Pittsburgh, you can't be bringing up PFF. You seen how that Depot situation went, bro.
Oh, that's terrible.
They
swung it.
Yeah.
They hijacked. It's atrocious.
They feel some type of way about that PFF right now, bro.
I know. Yeah. Win rate, whatever that is. You know what I call that, Moats? What is it?
Pass rush, win rate. But no, it's not a pressure. It's not a QB hit. It's not a sack. It's a just pass rush win rate. Yeah.
So it's not even getting a stat. You know how offensive linemen feel about that? You know how we feel about that? That's a completion. That's a completion. It's a completion. Because a quarterback's supposed to feel some pressure. Yeah. That's his job to stand in the pocket. Yeah. And that's an almost sack. That's what that is.
You almost got him, though. Good work.
And I've told guys that, boy, if you was a little bit quicker. Hey. I've said that in games before, like, man, you almost had me. So, yeah, that's how they go.
Oh, respect.
I got another one for you about being GM. A little early. I mean, we're, a month and a half away from the draft. Who would be your pick right now at number 20?
At number 20?
Yeah.
Golly, Deke.
I know it's before free agency and stuff, but like.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So my 3 hot spots for Pittsburgh is this. There is a need for corner, and I'll be honest, I'm not as fluent in corner as I am at other positions. So if there's a guy there that they think is good, hey, corner could be a position that you get. But I also say with that, you'll have 2 young guys holding down both sides of the field. So that can be problematic for your defense. As far as guys I like, give me Jackson Powers Johnson.
Ooh, okay.
The center out of Oregon.
Yeah.
Give me Marius Mims. Yeah. And of course, if you want to keep it local, give me Zach Frazier. I'll give me 2 centers and give me a tackle.
West Virginia in the building. All right.
Tough dude that knows how to work angles and stuff like that. Yeah. So those are the guys I like. And I'm not sure if there's a first-round D tackle at 20, which is a prime spot to get one of those dudes. But I will say I think it's time to start getting Cam some more help. I think Keanu Benton was real solid in his rookie year and should grow. But we saw a disappearance of DeMarvin Leal this year, right?
That's real.
We got to figure out what's going on with him. Isaiah Loudermilk is another guy. I like Larry Ogunjobi. But at some point, you got to start shoring up that D-line and also that inside off-ball linebackers. Like, that's got to be figured out, especially when you go playing Quan, you playing Holcomb, and then you also playing Elandon. You know what I'm saying? Like, figuring that position out would be a huge plus at 20 if there's a guy there you like.
Now, you mentioned Cam. What's going on with his contract?
His situation would be an extension, right?
Yeah.
So they ain't got to be in no rush for it. Pittsburgh always operates like that. If Cam was going to get something, I'd probably expect it to be the mini camp or camp. That's the way they've always operated. They usually take care of guys. Cam just won Walter Payton Man of the Year.
You can't. I'm about to say you got to take care of the good guy. Everybody know, Mo. You an NFL good guy. You
got
a
to
good
get that
guy.
cap
Come
number
on,
down,
bro.
though.
Straight up.
We got to get
but
that
Cam
cap
a mean
down.
dude too.
He's a mean, nice guy. Yeah, with a friendly disposition. There you go. Yeah.
And that ain't no charity case for a dude like Cam, man.
Facts.
In today's game, every franchise great gets a walk-off for the most part. If Cam's gonna play, right? I mean, if Cam wants to be done, I think Cam will have some say-so in that because he's earned it, number one. And I think the franchise will do the right thing behind it, too, especially, what how Troy's stuff was documented whenever he had to be let go. And being got a send-off, I think it'd be right for Cam potentially to get one, too. So I don't even worry about his contract situation. He's done enough, and he, to me, has started that conversation of walking gold jacket. I mean, Cam's he's borderline Hall of Fame if he's not already there.
You speaking my language.
I got one more for you. This one's a little off the wall. Any truth to Pitt going to the SEC rumors?
Pitt? I've never heard that yet.
I saw it floated out there on Twitter.
He said, bro, that can't happen. That Pitt. Why you laugh when you heard Pitt though, bro? That was that was kind of personal, bro.
Most trying to stir the pot. Most trying to stir the pot.
Crazy.
But I'll say this: they beat Tennessee with Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
So I ain't got much room to laugh. Right?
We would have won too up at Heinz Field if Slovis didn't get hurt. I can't believe I'm saying that because he was trashed the rest of the season. But you saw how we were looking going into halftime there.
Hey,
and then he got hurt.
If your auntie had a set, she'd be your uncle. So we can't play the F game, okay?
I get it. We were holding our own, is what I'm saying.
Hey, with all due respect. You know, so with all due respect. There you go. Yeah.
With all due respect. But, and I say that jokingly because Pitt's put out a lot of first-rounders as of the late. Kalijah Cansey as of late. They will always have dudes in the fold. Pitt plays big-time ball. The issue that Pitt has will be support. You know what I'm saying? As far as travel and trying to get into the ACC, I see Pitt moving to a place like the Big Ten if they're going to ever make a move instead of, coming to the SEC regionally and budget-wise. I don't know if it makes sense for a school like Pitt unless they just, really want to play that game right there. And then, of course, the recruiting aspect of it, too. I'll say this, and it's going to sound very condescending, but it's a different athlete. You know what I'm saying? As far as the recruiting bed that you're jumping into when it comes down to that. So I like Pitt, though. I enjoy their games and everything. I think they compete well. And honestly, a sleeper school that's put out probably more Hall of Famers or potential Hall of Famers than a lot of other schools. When you look at it, Fitzgerald's going in. Aaron Donald can retire right now. And I think if somebody had a vote to say, do you want Aaron Donald going to Hall of Fame? It's a yes, unanimously. Other than people being mad about the process.
No, you're absolutely right with that, bro. Look, we got probably 1 to 2 more because, like I said, I know it's about that time on your end, and I'm checking on my end as well, baby. But what I wanted to ask you, though, man, just simply going back to your time here in Pittsburgh, man, you played in a ton of ball. You had a ton of big-time action, man, and some big-time wins. But for you, what would you say was your favorite memory from your time playing in the league, bro?
Favorite memory, I was ready to be done when I retired. So the game is the game, right? It was probably those Thursday nights at Pounce House, or even when we were younger, we'd go to Chris Kimawatu's house on the south side and have O-line night, and then the wide receivers might pull up, and then the linebackers might pull up. Like, it's those things to me I think is very invaluable because the game, like I said, is the game. So when it comes down to how we were as brothers and how we built those squads, going from the springtime, being away from your family, to training camp when it's hail, and then kicking the season off. And I'd be remiss, man, if I didn't mention the fans. Like, my welcome to what real football was going to a bar after a loss. And having people looking at me like, why in the hell are you out? You lost the game. You don't have no right to be out. Like, y'all laugh at that because you know it's true, right? And
still a nation, they don't joke like that, bro. Yeah, that's real.
But then it's the small stuff, like you said, of what being a Steeler is. Like, man, being able to in the city of Pittsburgh, call somewhere and be like, have my wife call and be like, hey, looking for a reservation. Then I call and say, hey, trying to get a reservation for Ramon. And they let me, like,
put you in the VIP section. Yeah,
exactly. And so it's the love that Pittsburgh gets you when you win, gives you when you win. It's the camaraderie of the players, and it's the idea that every single Sunday, Monday, Thursday, or whenever you play the games, right? Sunday, Monday, Thursday, that stadium's gonna be full of everybody wearing black and gold jerseys. Like, seeing that towel twirl running out of the tunnel, nothing greater.
Nothing like
so it's moments like that for me.
Nah, love that, baby. Love that. And then the last one that we got, man, because like I said, do want to be respectful of your time and things like that, man. But we also got to talk about that real life welcome to the NFL moments. You know that moment where you was out there and you be like, oh, God, no, I ain't in Tennessee no more. All right, this is a little bit different right here. What's that one for you, baby?
It was my rookie year. Truthfully, I got baptized, okay? I did, man. It was the reality, like you can lose your job and never play again.
Oh,
So it was my rookie year. Yeah,
it
my
was that
rookie
bad,
year.
bro? God, dog.
It was. Hey, now listen to what happened.
All right.
We had training camp my rookie year, and I'm wide-eyed, bushy-tailed, didn't know a thing.
Okay.
And the first day we had him pass, man, I had to go up against Casey Hampton,
Big
Brett
hell.
Kiesel, Travis
9-9.
Kersey.
Okay.
You know, Travis Kersey, Hokey,
Yeah.
bro, and they worked me. I'm talking about I got put in the blender, okay? And I'm already feeling like crap. So we go to the team meeting in the dorm room at Latrobe. And you know how Coach Tomlin put up his little slides and everything.
He gonna put you on that
He do a
tape.
practice review. And the second slide was my mug shot, me with the words, "Don't take it."
Don't take it. Oh.
And then he showed every clip of me getting worked. And he told me, "Don't take it." And I was like the size of an ant, okay?
Oh.
But if you know Coach Tomlin, he does that type of stuff to light a fire.
Uh-huh.
And at that point, every day he said that to me for about 3 years straight. And just to remind me, like, hey, you can do this, man. Like, don't. And it wasn't no cheerleader type of thing. It was hey, I see more in you than what you see in yourself. You can go with these dudes. And that next day, man, I just started I literally was fighting. You know what I'm saying? And that to me was my welcome to the NFL moment. And fast forward halfway through camp, right before we about to get out of camp, right? We're going to snack at nighttime, and Coach Tomlin's working out in Latrobe's weight room. And he comes out, "Hey, big fella, come here." This is my rookie year. I go over there to him. He was like, "How you think you're doing?" And at the time, I felt pretty good. I was like, "I think I'm doing pretty good." And he looked at me, Moats, and he said, "You are."
Oh, hey.
And that's all I needed.
Yeah.
So that was my welcome to the NFL moment right there. But I got to give that dude a lot of credit, man. I know we won deep in the playoffs. I know a Super Bowl hadn't been there for a while. But I'm telling you, the dude know what he's doing. It's just a matter of putting the pieces to the puzzle together to get to that next phase. Who's to say? I know a lot of people want him gone and crap like that. But I'm telling you, the dude is good at what he does.
Big facts, bro. Big facts. Whew. I like it, man. Dude, man, we could do this all day. But like I said, we're going to be super respectful, so it's all good. But we're going to spin the block. We'll do this another time, man. But definitely appreciate you again, man. Taking some time to jump on the podcast with us. And for all the listeners out there, this is official. See, it's no podcast beef. I told y'all, man. Moan is nice to me, man. All right, I say, hey, Mr. Ramon Foster, big time. Hey, remember me? And he was like, "Yo, it's all love, bro." See, I told y'all, man. He ain't gonna beat nobody. It's all love, man.
We were teammates. You think a digital space makes us enemies?
Hey, look.
It's called the World Wide Web.
Come on, man. It's worldwide. Everybody on this thing. Everybody, man. Hey.
There's enough for everybody, man. Y'all ain't got to choose. Hey, everybody eats beef. It's better when the family don't feud.
Straight like that, my bro. Straight like that, man. But like I said, man, definitely appreciate you again, man, and keep killing it in every single thing that you doing, bro.
You too, my brother. Hey, y'all keep doing y'all thing, man. I appreciate y'all having me on and even considering me. Y'all some cool fellas, man.
You already
we'll
know,
have to
bro.
swap it out, Moats. We'll have to swap it out.
Hey, you already know, bro. Anytime, hit my line, baby.
All right, for sure. Y'all be cool.
All right, peace.
Peace, bro.
Shout out right there, man. The one and only Ramon Foster, a.k.a. the Big Ragu. If you was digging the convo, man, hit that like button one time for the culture. Don't forget to subscribe either. All right. Shout out to the homie, man. Shout out to the homie.
That was awesome.
Shout out to the homie, man. Like I said, we could have talked to that man for 2 hours, bro. That's my own. So yeah, officially, no podcast beef. Everybody see? Kumbaya. All right.
That's not what some in the chat are saying.
I know. They was trying. They was like, "Yo, bro." I think it was right. He was like, "Yo, ask about the fight that one time you and Moans got into." It was like, bro, funny thing, we and Moan got into this fight, and we had the Steelers fashion show the same night, bro. It was the craziest scenario, too. Craziest. Might have to have him come on and tell the story. It's funny. It's a good time. It was definitely a great time. He said, we was in the back of this nigga 620, and unfortunately, you know, Deke, I actually I got plans to tell you, know what I'm saying? So yeah. But what I will say is this, man. Do see a ton of supers in here. I am going to make sure that I go back in individually. I'll probably do another vid like solo, man. I'm going to go through and answer some of this stuff too, all right?
Oh, you got a roll.
Yeah, but we got like 10. But okay. Yeah, I ain't got the roll, yeah. You know how it is, bro. You ever been invited to somewhere and it's like, you got to go? It's like, I got to go, bro. If I don't go, it's way worse than if I go. I'm going to go.
Okay.
You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah. I get you.
You'll understand a lot more when we're done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair. Okay. Where we left off, I think. A2A style. Deke praying like a mug that Russ don't sign with us. LOL. If we do sign Russ, Deke gonna cry in the car. I won't do that.
Deke ain't going out like that, bro.
No.
Somebody said that's going out bad. You don't go out like that.
I don't think I'm gonna have a negative reaction to signing Russ. I think I'm just gonna be even keel.
My thing is like, you still get everything you want. You still get the competition, bro.
You keep bringing that up
Because I know that was a big part for you, and I'm just reiterating the fact of competition and the importance of it. That's all.
We just started mounting that.
That's all.
That's
all. That's all. I'm innocent, bro. Just remember, in the grand scheme, I'm innocent. Moan was talking.
If you sign someone from the outside, you know what that
Moan was talking.
like a Russell Wilson, not a Tannehill.
TG
or
was
a
talking.
Darnold.
TG talked more. I'm just innocent, bro. I'm just here so I don't get fined, bro. I'm just here so I don't get fined. All right. I'm just. Yeah.
It seems
I'm
like you're
innocent,
the
bro.
only one that's saying competition.
I'm
If you
innocent,
sign
bro.
Russ, you're the only one.
I'm innocent. Because the team said it'll be a competition. They look for competition, so it's competition. Yep.
Again, I would understand the move. So, yeah, it's like you got one thing happening that I guess you would say is a positive in signing Russell Wilson for $1 million, but then I'd be bummed because I don't think I'm gonna get to see Kenny Pickett in his third year.
Yeah.
That's where I'll be at. I'll just be stoic. We'll put it to you that way, maybe.
Like AB.
AB's a stoic.
That's his
what you said?
That's his line. That's his album, right?
I'll be even keel.
Yeah.
I'll just be like, all right,
Yeah.
it happened.
It's competition, Deke. Don't let.
And I guess we'll see if there is a competition.
Don't
or
let
not,
them. Don't
even
let them
though
out. Don't let them talk you out of that competition, Deke. It's competition, bro. Don't let them talk you out of it.
No,
Competition.
come on.
It's competition.
There's no talking me out of the competition. I feel like if you
competition.
sign
It's
Russ, he's
competition.
quarterback one.
It's competition.
You're the
bro.
one that's trying to talk me out
It's
of that.
competition,
That
Deke.
there
It's
is a competition. Like you're the only one that's trying to say there's a competition.
All right, and let's get in the game, bro. If Mason came back for 1.5, do you think it would still be a competition?
For 1.5,
Yeah,
it should be.
that's what I'm saying.
It should be.
So hey,
I said if it's Kenny and Mason, there should be a fair and equal competition out there. And I'm good
all
rolling
for
with
it.
either or. With Russ, it's just, it's Russ. And that's that.
Competition though. I'm still on
I'd
competition,
get
bro. Nope, competition.
If they did it. But I also would like to see Kenny or Mason flourish for 2024. Because I think they can. It's so much just one of those things where
It is.
I see it.
Yeah.
I can see it happening.
It's gambling. It's no different than gambling, bro. How much do you believe in this horse with these
Little gambling
odds?
with Russ, too.
Yeah.
Little gambling.
Right. But like gambling, what are the odds? With Russ, you got way higher odds of it hitting, but you also know a lot more about what the ceiling potentially is right now at this stage. Whereas with Kenny, it's that dark horse that you're looking at like, bro, you technically aren't even the favorite in-house because we were all still saying that Mason, if he was back, we're leading him. Personally, right? That's what we kind of have talked about recently, what we saw from him in them 4 games versus Kenny. So it's like you could make a case that even Mason is a little bit higher up in the betting part of this thing. But with Kenny, you definitely get the best odds. Yeah.
Best odds for what?
In terms of where you sort of,
I get
in terms of we all making our bets and this Russ at the top, you can say Mason or Fields, however you want to, report it down. It's like, yo, at the end, the best in terms of bang for your buck is probably going to be on your man Kenny. Now, take with that as you will. They say Vegas, they don't lose a lot. But that's how I can see them putting it out there. So there's nothing wrong with it, man.
I think I'm numb to it all right now.
It's been a lot. I can see that. It's been a lot. The Jerry Dulac, that off the top rope at 11. You probably was out for your afternoon walk. You trying to get you finishing your brunch.
Well, actually,
and it just hit you like,
just finished doing a recording about the coaches being angered about the Kenny Pickett hate. I reacted to that and
then they dropped.
had a few things to say about Mason and Mitch going up to Buffalo. Did a little video on that. Uploaded it. Then, yeah, immediately after I see Russell Wilson planning to meet with the Steelers. Like, oh, okay.
Like, oh, great.
I still felt like the video I put out there is true, though. Everything I said, I stand by. But then that became the hot topic for the rest of the day. I'll react to it tomorrow.
They try. Competition.
Well, I
either way,
reacted
bro.
to it today as well, but
I'm believing in the competition either way, bro. I don't care what no one say. I'm gonna hold out until told otherwise. I'm gonna hold out.
we'll see what happens. Let's go, UW with Russ. It's a matter of if you want the long-term solution or just the short-term, just to be back in the same situation in a year or two. I'd rather find that long-term solution. It's a fair point.
Fair enough.
That's a fair point.
I would just say it's a lot easier to have patience finding the long-term solution when you're not having your feet held to the fire. In all seriousness, you don't have your feet held to the fire. You could be super patient. They was trying to fire Coach Tomlin at a point just last year.
Yeah, it's just the Steelers
You catch what I'm
organization.
saying?
We don't do the
Yeah.
tanking stuff like
Yeah.
every year we're trying to compete.
Yeah, that's my only thing. I'm just like, they are winning. They're going to be focused on winning. So, yeah, finding a long-term answer, yes, but at the same time, they're still going to make sure that winning is the most important part at the same time, man. So that's all. I just don't think you could just take however long you want to find a long-term answer. Nah, eventually you're like, all right, this wasn't an option. All right, I got to cut it over here. And if that's an option, I got to cut it over here. That's how I think of it.
Anthony Lashley, Deke got a jersey to sell on the cheap.
Nah, man, Mason gonna come back. What? He'll come back and give him the competition. I don't think he's coming back now.
Well, I got.
I don't know.
You don't think Mason's coming back?
I don't know right
now. So
now.
you think the
I
Russ
don't
deal
know.
is locked in?
No, I'm saying this. If Russ is meeting with the team, though, that's my only thing. I'm like, if I'm Mason and I already have my reservations about my opportunity to start and Kenny is here, I need to see what happens with Russ. But if they bring in Russ for 1.5, what leg am I standing on for an upgrading contract?
You're not coming back.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, it's like you have zero leverage to holler about $4 million when we have Russ for 1.5. That means that none of y'all make more than this until y'all play better than that. That's why I was like, if this is leaning in that direction, that's why I'm like, I don't see Mason coming back to this scenario.
Yeah, especially if we sign Russ.
Yeah.
But if we pass on Russ.
Because like, you could sign another quarterback for 1.5 and bring Mason in, and there's zero issue. You could draft a quarterback in the 4th, 5th, 6th. Still going to be the exact same amount of money. Zero issue. But if you're bringing Russ here for Mason, that's going to be an issue, bro. Yeah, that's the part where I'm just like, that throws that part off. Anybody else for that money, it doesn't mess up anything. Mason is still coming back. I just think for Mason, though, you're watching this situation like.
Is Kenny doing what Moan said?
I think he's waiting to see what happens with this, too. Because once that does, if that is in effect, then, yeah, it does make sense for Kenny if he doesn't think that this is the best scenario or he wants to be more on the offensive. Then, yeah, you put a little bit more pressure on the team and say, well, look, man, go ahead and see if I can get a trade there. Like, this is the route they want to go. They clearly are done with me. Let me move on sooner rather than later. Maybe I'll get in another situation. I'm still under my rookie contract, and maybe they'll love me. Maybe they'll pay me. Maybe they won't be looking for other quarterbacks to come in here. But this is cause and effect. Right now, he's opened the door too many times. So that is why these quarterbacks are talked about. And that is why we do have the reports now that, number one, they wanted competition anyways. Number two, they wanted to bring back Mason. And number three, now they're going to meet with Russ. All three of them indicators are letting you know that they are not cool with what has been taking place at that position. And that's the part Ramon was talking about with the actions. It's like, that's legitimate, man. It's
yeah,
like,
absolutely.
yeah.
It can't happen going forward. Like, it's not a sustainable way of doing things. No, it's not how you want your franchise quarterback to be operating.
Nah, without a doubt.
Again, there's the good things I saw. And I mentioned whenever Moan was on, but we need more. And that's why we said Mason had the best quarterback play we've seen over these last 2 years.
Oh, no, that's legit. Heck yeah.
And that's why we've also said Kenny opened the door for something like that and to have all these conversations and stuff. Yeah. So I get all this 100%. I would just like to see the man get another chance at it. That's all. Or Mason get another chance.
But that's why I keep saying competition.
No,
I'm going to hold on to competition, bro. I'm holding on to it. I'm taking pictures of all these supers because we do got to get ready to roll. I'm just throwing it out there. I ain't getting in trouble, but this is like a legit. I got to do, like, you know what I'm saying? You know, I seen somebody put in their married life. They get it. It's married life. All right. Just certain things you got to do. All right. Certain things. So I am taking pictures of all these supers. What I will do with the remaining supers. All right. At some point tomorrow or Saturday, I'm going to go through and drop a vid just answering every super that was left over in here. All right. We usually don't do it like this, but the situation is kind of one of them ones. All right. So all good though. Either way. And we do appreciate each and every one of y'all rocking with us on the day too. All right. But yeah, man, you know, I figured the guests took a little president if that's all right. You know, every once in a while.
Yeah, good combos.
All right. Bro, it was a ton of supers that flew in this joint. God, dog.
Yeah. I don't know. There's probably about 15 of them left for you.
I got them all documented. See, with my handy dandy iPhone, when you get an iPhone, just take pictures like that. It's last. All right. It's perfect. All right. I might even airdrop it to myself later. You know, you can deal with the iPhones. My airdrop to you, airdrop it back to me. That's the cool part about it. You know? All right. So with that being the case, man, we hope y'all enjoyed today's show, man. Hope y'all had a dope week. All right. Stay safe out there with whatever y'all are doing over the weekend. Deke, where can they find you at? Where you at this weekend, man? What you got dropping?
I don't know. I'll probably just react to this Russ news for tomorrow.
All right. Lock in, tap in with the homie then.
Talk about signing some safeties too.
Respect. Definitely need them. I like it. So with that being the case, man, that will do it. We definitely appreciate each and every one of y'all. And until next time, baby.
Peace.